Darren Bent.
Benny, how are you? With your little cheeky smile on your little face?
Yeah, I'm very good.
You all right? You had your lunch? You're full up?
Yeah, I feel good.
Like a little baby, got me winded now. You all right? You good?
I'm good. Very,
good
very
boy.
good.
Right, Jingo, do we have a show for you today? We're building up to this weekend's game day action as Southampton take on Manchester United and Brentford host Everton on the talkSPORT network. We'll also discuss Alexander Isak's big money move to Newcastle and ask whether you care how much clubs are spending. We're going to return to yesterday's conversation about elite football clubs. Do you have to conquer Europe before you are classed as an elite club? And we'll look ahead to KSI's doubleheader this weekend, which is live on talkSPORT. All that coming up in a bit, but first we are starting with Arteta's time at Arsenal. Tomorrow's clash against Fulham will be his 100th Premier League game as manager. How's it gone so far? This is Drive on talkSPORT, and we're powered by fans, so get involved. 03717 22 344. I like that, powered by fans. Usually when you're asked, not forced, when you're asked to say a strapline, it sounds a bit, it's just a bit mundane. But I quite powered by fan. Like, without you, we are nothing.
I like
and
that.
that's basically this show. I mean, we do a good job, me and Bentley. Some say the best. But without you getting involved, it's just pointless. So we need you today, as we do every day. So pick up the phone and get involved on anything we talk about over the next 3 hours. 03717 22 344. Darren Bent doing his homework for today's busy show.
Yeah, no, we're just looking at certain bits and bobs. I'm quite looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Crazy time. I like Fridays, though.
I like Fridays. We've dropped the top 5 at 5. Or whatever
A lot of people have kind of asked to bring that back.
Have they?
A few people have said bring that back, yeah.
We can find places for it, but it's just Friday's busy, right? Because there's so much football to talk about.
Exactly, and also as well, you've got to find a decent top 5. We've done a lot of them.
Yeah, it's very difficult. At the moment, it's top 5 favourite pieces of wallpaper. Wallpaper is a question. I don't know why wallpaper's in my... Do you have wallpaper in your house?
Yeah.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking at the question now. Anyone actually got wallpaper in the house? I've not got one sheet of wallpaper up. Isn't that weird? It's like an 80s thing, isn't it? Just paint your walls, don't you? Where's your wallpaper?
On the walls.
Yeah, but where? No, but where? Is
in
it
the hallways, couple of bedrooms.
Yeah. Why don't you just paint everything?
I quite like that. I like a featured wall.
Have you got any rooms in your house that have tiled floors apart from the kitchen?
No. Yeah.
I've seen tiled lounges.
No, I think I've got a tiled bathroom. Yeah.
Okay, but that makes sense because there's water about. But you know what I mean. Have you got a TV in your bathroom?
No.
Have you not?
No, one of them with TVs. No, I'm not.
No, you have it. You know, you can have it as a tile, right?
No.
You haven't got that.
No.
You still got the bowling lane.
two lanes.
We've got lots coming up between now and 7. A bit later on, we'll look ahead to the live football on the talkSPORT network as the mighty Manchester United. Casemiro could be playing in that one. Oh, very excited about that.
I'd put him straight in.
Yeah, all right. Blimey, one of those moods you're in today. They're playing Southampton. That's our lunchtime kickoff. Also, Everton away at Brentford. That's a tough game for Frank Lampard, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Very, very difficult. So, I don't know why, but I feel like whenever you hear people speaking about Frank Lampard, he seems to be under... Other than Everton fans, everyone else from the outside thinks he's under pressure.
Oh, I think he needs to prove himself, doesn't he? He's never improved the club that he's gotten to.
Yeah, I think every new manager needs to prove himself.
Yeah, but him more so.
But he is still relatively a novice of a manager.
Yeah, he is. He is. But this is a big opportunity for him.
Yeah.
Because it's very rare you get 3, I wouldn't say top job, I wouldn't say Derby was a top job, but at the time when he went there, they wanted...
An established championship club.
Yeah.
Chelsea, top club.
Massive. And now Everton, massive.
Yeah.
He's got to do something. So we'll be talking about that a bit later on. We'll also be talking in more detail about, do you need to win the Champions League to be considered an elite club?
Yeah, after us yesterday.
After us yesterday. We touched on that ever so briefly yesterday. I think you do, you think you don't, but we'll be talking about that a bit later on. Looking ahead to Newcastle. Well, not just Newcastle. We're asking how much is too much, if at all, that your club spend in the transfer window. This window has seen the record for spend being blown to pieces. It's
crazy, isn't
it? The most amount of money ever spent in a transfer window is happening right now. So we'll be like, do you care how much? You're an Arsenal fan. Do you care?
No, I don't care. But
when you bought Nicolas Pepe...
But it's things like that when you look at... And it tells you where the transfer markets are going. And I was having a little look back just at what... Obviously, because you said, what was it, 1.6 billion has been sent?
I can tell you now, it's 1.5 billion, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's 135 players, and 14 of those are over £30 million.
It was crazy because I had a look about 10 years ago, and I think the net spend was 647 million. But I'll tell you...
How many years? Just 6?
10 years ago.
Oh, 10.
Right.
So it's doubled in 10 years.
And I'll tell you some of the players.
Okay, go on.
I'll tell you when we do that subject.
Oh, you're not going to tell me one now?
Okay, I'll give you one.
Give me one now.
Robin van Persie.
Can I guess?
Go on.
Oh, what, when he went to United?
Yeah. For someone of that quality,
It was quite cheap, wasn't it?
27 million.
Okay. Was it 27?
27.6. Absolutely nothing.
I know, but it was old. It was like 30 when we bought him, wasn't he?
I'm pretty sure he just won the Golden Boot.
I know, but still. But there was no sell-on value. It's very rare that United buy... I know, but he was bought so Fergie won the league.
I'm talking about the standard of player going for 27 million.
Oh, so when you say like Gordon's going for 60.
60.
Yeah.
They're buying potential.
Okay. Do you think fans care as long as the players come through the door? I don't think they do.
I don't think they do either.
No. Okay, we'll talk about that a bit later on. We're going to start off talking about... Well, we are going to talk about the Europa League draw. We'll talk United in a moment. I want to talk about Arsenal, right? And we'll talk about who they've got in the Europa League and how far you expect them to go, etc. What, you think they're going to win it? Or you expect them?
I expect them to win it.
Okay, well, they won't because Man United are also in it. But we'll get to that in just a moment. Let's talk about your manager, Mikel Arteta.
Yep.
This weekend against Fulham on Saturday, you're going to that game, I know, will mark his 100th Premier League game in charge. Mm-hmm. Right? Took over the club in 2019, right at the end, December 2019. Yep. So he's been here, 2.5, coming up for 3 years. What have you made, what have Arsenal fans made of his time there?
I think he's done a good job. I know a lot of Arsenal fans are split. There's still some now that say if Arsenal want to return to the kind of glory days, he's not the right man to do it, but I believe he is. You look at this season, it looks like there's a clear identity. I think that kind of started from last season when he brought in the likes of Ramsdale, Ben White, I know Tavares has gone back out, Lokonga. He was obviously trying to get a core of young players in the door, the emergence of Saka, Smith Rowe, Odegaard, bringing these guys in. He obviously wanted to bring the age right down, getting rid of some of the big characters like Aubameyangs, Ozil's. Obviously, I know that was the season before, but he's had to make big decisions on some of the players. And then you add it to what we've bought this summer in Gabriel Jesus, Fabio Vieira, Zinchenko. You can quite clearly see what he's trying to do. I think what maybe gave him a little bit of stay of execution is that he won the FA Cup so soon. Because obviously Arsenal went for a bad period. You talked about, what was it, 8th in his first season. I know he only came there kind of late, 8th. Then 8th in his first full season, 5th last season, and obviously they're currently sitting top where they are. I think if he doesn't win the FA Cup and beating Chelsea and Man City in the run, Man City in the semis, Chelsea in the final, he might not have been given the time that he's been given, but I think it was the right decision to keep him. I think he's made strides. 5th last season, I know a lot of fans would say he should have got 4th and it was in Arsenal's hands and they blew it. But I think you can see the progressions there. 8th, 5th, and now look at them top this season.
Let me ask you this. So at the moment, as things currently stand, if Arsenal win at the weekend, that'll be his 53rd win as Arsenal manager. That'll be 15 more than what George Graham managed at the same time, and 1 less than Arsene Wenger during that same period, right?
Well, listen, now, if he's in any conversation with them guys, those type of guys.
So this is what I was going to ask you, right? I'm talking about 2 top managers that know exactly what it means and takes to build a championship winning side, right? By that I mean, Premier League, but you understand where the word championship fits in there. Mikel Arteta, right? Do you, as an Arsenal fan, do you see him one day being good enough to win the league with Arsenal?
I do, yeah, 100%. If they recruit,
do you?
Yeah, I do. If the recruitment's right. Look what he's done just in this window with the two players that have made an impact. I know he's made a few more, like as I said, Vieira and Marquinhos. I understand that, but with Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus, look at the difference that's made.
Huge,
absolutely massive. What that's done. So I think if he keeps building, and you've got to think as well. You look at the likes of George Graham and Arsene Wenger. The mentality of a football has changed since them days to now. Everything has changed. Do you know what I mean? There's more money in football now. That means there's bigger egos. So he's having to deal with all that. He's had to make a couple massive decisions where some of the fans could have turned the Aubameyang situation, only goal scorer we had at the club, when Lacazette was going for a bit of a dry spell and Nketiah weren't sure whether he was ready, but he stuck to his guns. And now look at Arsenal Football Club. I know it's still early, but I'd rather be in the position they are now this time around than they were this time last year.
Of course. What's his aim? You look at Man City, right? And if Pep sat down with his board at the beginning of the season, his board would say, well, listen, we need a trophy.
Win everything.
Win everything. Win the Premier League. Win the Champions League. I get that. They probably won't. They might not. They might. I don't know. Right? Probably the same conversation with Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah, win everything.
Okay. With Eric Ten Hag, I'm guessing at the beginning of the season...
Get back in the top 7. I get that.
It was probably we need Champions League football.
Yeah, of course.
Right? What is that conversation with Arteta and
Same
the Arsenal
thing.
board?
Progression. Get yourself back into the Champions League. Probably win the Europa or win some kind of competition. Because I think Arsenal are good enough to win a trophy, FA Cup, League Cup. But I think that the biggest aims this season has got to be you have to finish in the top 4 or win the Europa. But I think more so finish in the top 4. If they could do both.
What's more important to you as an Arsenal fan, top 4? Because you get one with the other, if that makes. If you win the Europa, you get top 4 effectively.
I would rather Arsenal. It's a difficult one because a trophy's a trophy.
Yeah.
Now, either way, you win the Europa, you're back in the league. But I don't think it shows real progression if Arsenal finish 7th, 8th,
and win the Europa League. I agree with you.
I don't think that shows progression. Yeah, they've won a competition and they're back in the Champions League, but that's not a sign of a team going forward. Because cup runs, you can be a bit lucky, can't you, with the draw and etc. etc. But if Arsenal was to finish comfortably, even 3rd, 2nd in the Premier League. That shows progression.
Shows consistency as well.
Consistency.
Yeah. Okay. Just last question as well. When I've spoken about Arsenal many a time on the Sports Bar, and this is obviously going back to when there was ups and downs at Arsenal, it was split 50-50, 60-40 amongst Arsenal fans as to whether or not they're happy with Arteta. We're opening up the lines now for Arsenal fans. What is that split now? Is it 90-10? Is it 80-20?
I still think it's about maybe 70-30.
Do you really? You think there's 30% of Arsenal fans still not happy?
Because it'd be really hard for an Arsenal fan to sit here with a hand on their heart and say they're not happy with the job he's doing right now.
Okay.
But it won't take long if the wheels start to fall off. Then they're going to come out again and say he's not good enough.
Okay, it's Arteta's 100th game in the Premier League in charge against Fulham on Saturday. Mark him out of 10. Talk about Arsenal. Talk about your manager. Talk to us. The whole world is listening. 03717 223344. Dial that number. You'll be next on Drive on talkSPORT.
Traffic and travel on talkSPORT with Swidden Van Insurance. Looking to insure your van? Don't worry, we've got you covered. Get a quote today. Swidden Van Insurance.
In Cumbria, the M6 southbound is partly blocked by a vehicle on fire. That's just after junction 42 for Carlisle South. In Leicestershire, the M1 southbound is partly blocked after a collision involving a lorry. That's happened just by junction 21 for Leicester and the M69. And in Essex, 40 minutes of queues anti-clockwise on the M25 after a collision just after junction 26 for Waltham Abbey. The outside lane is still shut there. I'm Adam Moore.
Leave behind the workday blues. Game day tomorrow.
Exclusive full match commentary of Brentford versus Everton.
Coverage from 2:30. Kick-off 3 p.m. on talkSPORT 2.
Good old tune, isn't it? A bit of salt and pepper, Benny. You like this one?
Yes, a banger.
This is Drive on talkSPORT with me, Andy Goldstein, Darren Bent Ben Foster. Discover thousands of nearly new cars and vans at unbeatable prices. We'll talk Arteta in just a moment. Just quickly, Newcastle have signed Sweden and striker Alexander Isak from Real Sociedad in a deal understood to be worth around about £60 million. Title rivals Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc will start the Belgian Grand Prix from the back of the grid. The Red Bull and Ferrari stars are 2 of 6 drivers to be penalised for using too many engine parts. How dare they? And ahead of his 100th Premier League game in charge of Arsenal this weekend against Fulham, Mikel Arteta has told talkSPORT that what he's learned during his time with the club.
How difficult and how beautiful life is when you win or lose. Especially that. And then that looking back, obviously analysing the journey and how many things have happened in the way, that every decision counts, that consistency is so important, and just do what you believe in, because at the end it will happen.
And we'll take your calls on Arteta's first 100 Premier League games at Arsenal in a set. First, though, let's head to Old Trafford now. John Norman, of course, is watching England against South Africa, and there's been a wicket as well, I understand. Hello, John. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you, Andy. Yes, there's been a wicket. Stokes has gone. Short delivery from Rabada. Tried to smash the ball over towards deep mid-wicket. Could only get a top edge that was taken by the opposing captain, Dean Elgar. That's but not before Stokes reached 3 figures. 102 he's made, his 12th Test century, his first as full-time skipper. And it's going to be a big reason why England should go on to win this match. The lead has stretched up to 170, but they have lost at Stokes, 321 for 6.
Good work as always, John Norman. More on that as we go through the afternoon. Let's go to the phone lines now. Talking Arsenal, 03717223344. Joe's up first. Hello, Joe. How are you?
Hi, lads. You all right?
We're great.
Good.
Are you okay today? Happy Friday.
Yeah, happy Friday. The weather's unreal, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
Lovely.
Whereabouts in the world are you, Joe?
Well, I'm from Norwich, so Benty's neck of the woods, kind of.
Oh, no, don't associate me with Norwich, boss.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm the blue half. I'm the Suffolk side.
Joe, you know that's like me saying, I'm from where you're from, like, Tottenham area. That's the same thing, right?
Yeah, well, it's all North London, isn't
Yeah.
it? So, you know.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Go on then, what do you want to say about your side and your manager?
Well, I mean, come on, let's be realistic here, right? Okay. So, 100 games, how many wins? 52. How many wins did Wenger have in 100 games? Do you know, Andy?
54.
54. Ding, ding. And he'd obviously won a title then, but the competition is just so much better now, isn't it? Man City, Liverpool. So you can't judge it on he hasn't won a title. If you look, he's got 52 wins compared to 54. That's unreal. If you compare him to any manager his age, Scott Parker, Lampard, Gerrard, he's head and shoulders above.
Okay, what I will say, and you're right not to compare, but what I will say is he's lost nearly twice as many games as Wenger in that time.
Well, he's lost 30, isn't he? 30 in the Premier League.
31.
Yeah, you can't get bogged down with the details, man.
Well, you just gave us details.
Yeah, but honestly, not those details.
Okay, so I can talk about the wins, but not the defeats, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
But the European football thing as well. I mean, I know it's later in the show, but you can't judge it off the Champions League, whether you're an elite club or not. I mean, Benty said it yesterday. Then Villa and Forest are elite, aren't they? An elite club is a club that you don't want to play.
Well, it depends what your definition is of elite club.
You don't want to play them, do you? You don't want to play.
We're gonna. I'll tell you what. We can take your call a bit later on that. But my definition of an elite club is if you've won the Champions League or the European Cup, you can dine at the elite table, and at the moment, Arsenal can't.
Oh, that's shocking.
I've got a question.
That's shocking.
Well, I don't. Thanks,
Okay, so
Joe.
just say you've won.
Well, we're going to do this later on.
Just a quick
All
one.
right.
If you've won a Champions League,
Yes.
but not much else, and even though Arsenal won Premier Leagues, FA Cups,
But Arsenal haven't won anything in Europe. What have you won? One Cup Winners' Cup.
yeah, okay, so we've won something in Europe.
What you're saying is an elite club have won once in Europe.
Not what? Yeah, but we are an elite football club. Arsenal are an elite football club.
Not in Europe.
No, but I'm talking about around the world. Arsenal are an elite football
Europe's
club.
part of the world, isn't it?
Yeah, but Arsenal are an elite club around the world.
Well, you've won one thing ever. I mean, people are going to say the Fairs Cup. All right, fine, too.
No, but okay, but domestically we've won domestic trophies, Premier League.
Yeah, but so has all the other clubs. So has Steaua Bucharest, so has Porto. And they've blown you out the water with what they've won domestically.
Who, Steaua Bucharest?
Yeah.
Come on. Okay, did Monaco, Porto. Porto have won 43
Steaua
trophies.
Bucharest, right, have won 26 titles.
Okay. Put Arsenal in that same league. Arsenal have 100 titles.
No, but you haven't.
So put them in that league.
You haven't won 100. Oh, in that league. Let's speak to Wayne. He's an Arsenal fan. We're not doing that, by the way. We're doing that 5:30. Hello, Wayne, the Arsenal fan.
Hello, mate. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Yes, very well, thank you. Thank you. Benty, Gooner, love it.
How you doing, Wayne? You okay?
Yeah, it's not too bad, mate. Listen, I just listened to the last caller. I agree. We're not dining at the top table. We're not. I'm struggling as a Gooner to sort of say we're not an elite club.
Hold on. We're not doing elite club chat yet. That's in the next hour.
Fine,
but we're talking about Arteta's time. Yeah.
Arteta, 100%. He has just made me fall in love with Arsenal again. That's all I'm saying. 100%. Like, I struggled under Unai Emery. Later days of Wenger. Arteta has just made me fall in love with that club again. But what I want to say is the symmetry between when Wenger took over and David Dean, they had a plan. They had a target of what they wanted to do. And Edu and Arteta have got together, and they've clearly got a strategy, and I love it. And I love my football club at the moment. I've always loved my football club.
Do you know what's mad, Wayne, as well? Because you're right about a clear sense of direction, because even when you look at the Arsenal documentary, for instance, where Arteta wanted to make the decision on Aubameyang, and Edu's quite clearly saying he doesn't want to do that. He doesn't think it's the right decision, but he still backed the manager. I think that 100%. Kind of shows you that the relationship there is strong, and that he trusts in what Mikel Arteta wants to do.
Wayne, let me ask you, is Arteta the man to win you either the Champions League or the Premier League?
I will say, I listened to this earlier on, 100% that Mikel Arteta will win the Premier League as a manager. Whether it's with Arsenal or if he goes on one day to City, 100% Mikel Arteta will win the Premier League. He is that good. Promise you, he's that good.
Okay, all right, thanks for that. Thanks for your call. I do go when football fans give me the 100%. Mark my words, we will get top four.
I mean, he has got success. I mean, he's won the FA Cup, and people might go, no, but you can't.
So is Roberto Martinez.
Yeah, but you can't. Well, then but he's a good manager, Martinez.
Well, defensively, he's not, is he?
But saying, I don't think you could turn your nose up. And look at the run. He beat City. He beat Chelsea in the final.
Yeah, I'm not turning my nose up at a manager that wins the FA Cup. I'm just saying, that's not something to set your camp out on, right?
No, but it's success. How many teams would snap you around for an FA Cup now?
Of course. But Arsenal's manager needs more than an FA Cup win.
Yeah, but I'm talking about as soon as he walked in the door, he won that.
I know. But when who's the Spurs manager? Pochettino, they went to PSG, right? When he went to PSG, he hadn't won anything.
Yeah.
We knew he was a good manager.
Yeah, but they were trying to say he was an elite manager.
Who, Poch?
Yeah, which is not the case.
Is Arteta an elite manager?
Not yet.
Okay. So they haven't got
one's
an elite manager or an elite club. It's ironic. Peter's an Arsenal fan. Hello, Pete.
Hiya, lads.
How are you, Peter?
Hi, Pete. You all right?
Yeah, I'm really good, man. Just sticking up for Arteta. Ever since he come to Arsenal, I think he was fighting a losing battle, because I think defence. When you talk about defence with Arsenal, you're talking about the main problem at Arsenal, and we've outed the players who was championship material, who was playing for Arsenal, and we weren't never ever going to go anywhere. We've now got rid of these players. There's a couple still left, what really frightens me. But now that we've plugged that gap in that weakness of ours, which was a very, very bad weakness, we've now got to get rid of a couple more. And I think the team is now showing better for it, because once you've plugged that in, the rest of the team is now thinking right. Now
I think you're. Yeah, I think Peter's right there when it comes to some of the players are still there, but there's even people like Granit Xhaka who I was like, no, he needs to go. I'm firmly in his corner. I think he's a leader in that dressing room. But I think for Arteta as well, if you can remember, it was a time where he was wanting to become a manager and Ancelotti wanted to become a manager, and at the time I thought
of Arsenal.
Yeah, and I thought they got it the wrong way around. I thought Arteta should have gone to Everton and Ancelotti should have come to Arsenal, but seeing what Mikel Arteta is trying to do at Arsenal and building and the club going forward, I think it was the right decision, 100%.
Yeah. I like the way that Arsenal play football now.
It's nice to watch. You can't.
It is nice to watch.
But that's the thing about Arsenal.
It
was always the football that they played was always nice to watch.
Yeah. I think he's doing a good job. Pains me to say it, but I think I'm being honest, right?
Is Ten Hag elite?
Yeah, you'll be elite in a minute. Keep your calls coming in 03717223344. This is Drive on talkSPORT.
Benty, Gooner, love it.
It's the drive on talkSPORT with me, Andy Goldstein. Darren Bent alongside. Following us from 7, the fun boy of London town, Jason Cundy, brings you game day countdown tonight. Jason has the former Liverpool midfielder Jermaine Pennant alongside him. Don't forget, game day returns to the talkSPORT network tomorrow. We're bringing you 2 more live and exclusive Premier League commentaries from 11 a.m. First up, it's Southampton against Manchester United. That one at 12:30 before heading over to talkSPORT 2 at 3 o'clock for Brentford against Everton. Still to come on drive, we'll be asking how David Moyes gets West Ham firing in the Premier League this season. West Ham fans, you can have your say. Pick up the phone. We'd love to hear from you. 03717223344. That's coming up after the sport headlines. Here's Kane Reeves.
Thanks, Andy. Newcastle have broken their transfer record with the signing of Swedish striker Alexander Isak from Real Sociedad. The fee is in excess of £60 million. He has been registered in time to feature against Wolves this weekend, but that's subject to international clearance. Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel has confirmed that N'Golo Kante will be out for at least 4 more weeks with a hamstring injury. Meanwhile, Tuchel says expects his appeal against a touchline ban to fail and will not be in the dugout for Saturday's Premier League game with Leicester. talkSPORT understands that Sunderland boss Alex Neil has agreed to become the new manager of Stoke. He'll replace Michael O'Neill, with the Potters just a point above the relegation zone in the Championship. And England have lost Ben Stokes as they build on their first innings lead against South Africa on day 2 of the second test. John Norman has the latest at Old Trafford.
Fun and games here. Stuart Broad and Ben Foakes swinging merrily away. 16 from Broad from just 8 deliveries, including 1-4 and a towering 6. Foakes has got a century in his sights. He's 17 away. The 1 wicket to fall, that of Stokes, as you may mention, but not before he went past 100 for the 12th time. And first as England's skipper, he was out for 102. England's lead 201. They're 352 for 6.
A reminder to have the free talkSPORT app downloaded for game day tomorrow, featuring Southampton against Manchester United at 12:30 here on talkSPORT.
This is talkSPORT. talkSPORT. Get opinionated comment, exclusive interviews, and unmissable debate from the biggest names in the game.
Jamie Redknapp.
This is another chance for him to get his career going.
Tyson Fury's with me.
I absolutely love it because people talk real.
Essential comment from the biggest names in the business.
Liverpool legend Jurgen Klopp.
Constantly listen to talkSPORT, and Gabi, I was close to call in and tell him, you forgot completely that you have been a player.
On 1089 and 1053. Medium wave.
Online.
On your mobile.
On the app. talkSPORT.
Powered by fans.
I mean, I like the tune, right? I never thought we'd play this one.
No.
Okay. Great tune, isn't it?
Yes, true, yeah.
Billy Ocean, right?
I think so, yeah.
Great tune. Anyway, I mean, it's a happy Friday tune, right?
Love a bit of Billy Ocean.
Yeah, name 5 Billy Ocean, three Billy Ocean songs. Name 1 Billy Ocean song.
Hold on, there's one.
Caribbean Queen.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Caribbean Queen. That's me.
That's you done, is it?
Love Really Hurts About You.
Oh, is that Billy Ocean? Love Really Hurts. Was that him? Yeah, so you've done it. And this one.
Suddenly, remember that one?
How'd that go?
Ghostbusters? No, it's not him.
That was Ray Parker Jr., isn't it? This is Drive on talkSPORT, me, Andy Goldstein. Darren Bent alongside. Time now for today's Bet Builder with our friends at Paddy Power.
Paddy Power on talkSPORT. Get money back as a free bet if one leg of your 4+fold bet builder lets you down. Check paddypower.com for more details.
Pre-match only. Max free bet £10. Excludes enhanced match odds. Mean odds 1 to 5 on exclusive. T's and C's apply. 18+. BigGambleAware.org.
Let's say hello and good afternoon to Rob Catterson. Hello, Rob. How are you?
Hi, Andy. Bendy, how are you?
Yes, Rob, how you doing, boss?
Well,
okay?
It sounds like you're stuck under a bed. Where are you?
I'm just pulled in the side of a motorway as you speak.
Okay, be careful. All right, be careful.
Yeah, I've stopped driving, so we're okay.
Good boy, okay. Listen, thanks for coming on. We've been talking about Arsenal, actually. We are looking forward to Saturday's late game as Arsenal play Fulham in the Premier League. Before we talk about who we've chosen, can you just remind us exactly how the bet builder works, please?
Yeah, so as you said, the 5:30 game tomorrow, bet builder, Arsenal against Fulham. Between the 4 of us, we're all going to try and pick a winning selection. If we make a few quid, it'll go to the Attitude Foundation. As always, the stake is a tenner. And as always, you guys get to go first.
Yes, I will. It's a 4-leg bet builder. These are our picks. I'll go first. I've gone for Mitrovic to score at any time.
Yeah, he's 21 to 10. He started well. He obviously probably should have scored last weekend, but if Fulham are to get a result, you'd have to think that he's probably going to score. So I'd say it's a good chance of happening, and hopefully we get goals, and hopefully Mitrovic gets one of them. So You've gone for Mitrovic. I think Benty's gone for a bit more of a safer play.
Yeah, surprise that is.
Yeah, I've gone for Arsenal to win.
Yeah, you're taking no chances there. Obviously, they're flying at the moment. They're generally good at home. This is generally a good fixture for them. They're 2-7, and the way they're going, you'd expect them to win. So hopefully Arsenal win and Mitrovic score. I've gone for Martinelli to have a shot on target. He's 4-9. He started well. He scored. He's had a shot on target in every game. It looks as though it should happen. And the people's pick is over 3.5 goals, which would have been a winner in 2 of the last 3 head-to-heads between the sides at the Emirates. And that's just over even money. It's not huge odds this week, but we could do with a winner. It's just over 7-1. And if it clicks, we'll get about just over 80 quid for the charity.
Okay, that'd be nice. Just before I let you go, can you remind us how the Bet Builder works with regards to insurance, the odds, and the value of that charity bet for me, please?
Yeah, so the value is the tenner. 4 picks, as you've said. So Benty is he's gone for the big shock that Arsenal will win. You've gone for Mitrovic to score. I've gone for Martinelli to have a shot on target. I've played it safe as well. And the people's pick is over 3.5 goals. If the 4 of them click, it'll be over 80 quid for the Attitude Foundation. And as always, if one leg lets us down, we get a free bet next week.
Okay. Before I let you go, a question. All right, I hope I'm not throwing you under the bus. If one of us ever chooses, a red card and a manager sees it, do we win?
Absolutely.
We do. Okay. All right. I was curious from the Spurs game a couple of weeks ago. Listen, always a pleasure, Rob. Thanks so much for coming on.
Rob.
Have a safe journey.
Cheers, lads. Take it easy.
There you go. That's Paddy Power's Bet Builder for today. Minimum odds 1 to 5 per leg. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Paddy Power on talkSPORT. Get money back as a free bet if one leg of your 4+ fold bet builder lets you down. Check paddypower.com for more details.
Pre-match only. Max free bet £10. Excludes enhanced match odds. Odds 1 to 5 on exclusive. T's and C's apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Right, let's turn our attentions now to West Ham. Despite qualifying for the Europa Conference League group stages last night, the Hammers are yet to score a goal in the Premier League. David Moyes says he's not about to start panicking, though.
We've only just started the season, we know that. Not as well as we'd liked, but we actually think that when we look back over the last season and what we've done last year and the games we've played and getting to semi-final and the games we had, it's been a tough year for us. So, no, wee bit slow in starting, slower than we'd like, but I feel as if we're working towards it, and I'm seeing signs of it improving, and we're talking plenty about it. It's not as if we're burying our head in the sand and not thinking about it. We're trying to do something about it.
Could you put your finger on as to why West Ham have had an awful start to the season so far, Ben?
Maybe it's the hangover from last season. Had a really good season, you'd have to say. Europe faltered at the end. But yeah, it looks like they've got a little bit of hangover from the way they kind of ended last season. It's a difficult one for David Moyes. I mean, I think the last game of the season, last season, they got beat 3-1 by Brighton. He's brought in some players. I know, and I've heard him speak. There's a bit of a anxiety there. He's getting a bit frustrated with the lack of investment that's going into the playing squad. I think he's got to change a couple of things. I think Scamacca now has to come in and start. Obviously scored again last night. He's in good form. Looks like he's raring to go. I know obviously you've got Mikel Antonio, who's been there, I said, their main man for such a long time. And it was always like, if he gets an injury, who comes in to replace him? Well, it's not injury now. It's the case of lack of form at the minute. I know he scored against Viborg in the first leg, but I think it's time to give Scamacca a chance or play them both together, maybe change the system. But I think we'll see a couple more bodies come in the door before the window shuts.
I mean, they've spent £100 million, give or take, the owners, so they can't be accused of not investing in the squad or in the club at the moment. But they're playing an Aston Villa team that you could argue also struggling a bit. Played 3, only won 1, lost 2, the other 2 as well. This is a big game, and away at Villa as well. Villa Park's never an easy place to go. I think this is going to be such an interesting game for West Ham because, as you say, after 4 games, let's just say they don't win, they don't score. It's still not time to press that panic button. But my goodness, he'll be under pressure only for the next game. And is it Spurs the one after, isn't it? It's in the week.
Yeah, West Ham have got Spurs on Wednesday.
I mean, wow.
Yeah, I don't think the West Ham fans and the players won't be panicking, and David Moyes is certainly one that is experienced enough, you'd have to say, to get West Ham out of this situation. They'll probably look at this Aston Villa fixture and think, okay, with Villa, you wouldn't say they're in scintillating form. They'll feel they can go there and get something. But I'm guessing Steven Gerrard, the same for Aston Villa, will be looking at West Ham a little bit fragile, thinking,
yeah, without doubt,
we can get something there. So it will be interesting. But I think David Moyes just needs to maybe tweak 1 or 2 things. Again, Thomas Souček, fantastic the first season he came there. Disappointing a little bit last season. Hasn't really started off great this season. He's had a few chances, by the way, but keepers made good saves, and he maybe could have done better with a couple of the chances. But again, they need to get him back firing again. Jared Bowen get him firing, Antonio. But as I said, Scamacca now, he scored in both legs against Viborg. Maybe it's time to throw him in from the start. I think 16 goals last season. I think he's ready to go.
As a player, when do you start thinking, this is just not happening so far this season?
You don't really, as a player, so early on in the season, you don't really think that.
You don't at all?
Not really.
You don't sit next to someone in the dressing room and have a little private chat like a football fan will with his mate in the pub?
No, you might go, we got off to a bad start. And then one of you would just go, well, do you know what? Like, we'll see what happens in the next game. We'll get something soon. You've got to keep positive. We'll get something soon. If you're obviously halfway through the season and you're languishing down there, then the conversations really start to ramp up. 10 games, yeah, maybe a couple conversations. But I think around 10 games, it wouldn't surprise me. If you get a team that's right down there, struggling, no points, that's when you start having the team meetings in the dressing room where not the manager's not in there, the captain will call the meeting and talk to the players, what's going on, why are we not playing? And then you might even argue it out in the dressing room. You might sit across from someone and saying, well, I'm not doing this, if he could do this. And then it may get a bit heated in there, but at least you iron it out and then there's no excuses after that.
Could West Ham go down?
No, I don't think they could, but I don't think they will. But they could. I mean, if the form continues.
Okay,
but
I'll ask you again. Can West Ham go down?
Well, they can go down, but I don't think they will.
Okay.
But when you look at the Premier League, and I said to you the other day, I think there's a cluster of teams, right, that are particularly all the same. And when I say all the same,
and those three in the bottom three, I put them in that group: Wolves, Leicester, and West Ham.
You've got Everton that are in there, Bournemouth,
Villa,
Southampton, Forest, not Palace,
Brentford,
not so much Brentford, Fulham, Leeds. Even though Leeds are high flying. There's a cluster of teams there. I couldn't categorically sit here and say, well, they're the three that are going to go down.
No, I know.
And we've not said that for a while.
Okay. It's a big game for West Ham, of course. West Ham fans, you can have your say if you want. Maybe you're worried. Maybe you're not. 0371 722 3344. In the meantime, there's been another wicket at Old Trafford. John Norman, of course, is watching England against South Africa for talkSPORT.
362 for 7. Stuart Broad's been dismissed. He was there for a good time, not a long time, and advanced down the track, was stumped from the bowling of Simon Harmer for 21. All eyes on Ben Foakes now, 88, 12 away from what would be a stunning century if he can get there. Came to the crease with England in all sorts of trouble. So well done him, whatever occurs. But just 3 wickets now before England will be bowling again. The lead is gone past 200. They're in complete control. England 362 for 7.
Good work as always, John Norman. I want to get some West Ham fans to phone up and tell me a bit about David Moyes, right? Why are you acting like Liam Gallagher?
Because you said I was banging a lot, so I'm trying not to bang.
Well, because you're like, But here's my question, right? Football's a very fickle place.
Yep.
Okay. There will be, if West Ham continue this poor run of form, right? Let's just say they get to 10 games and they're still in the bottom 3, right? And I hate talking about managers getting sacked, especially David Moyes. I think it's been ridiculously good punching at West Ham. But if that is the case, I don't expect it to be, but there will be calls for him to go, right? If they're in the bottom 3 after 10. Are there any West Ham fans out there now that are thinking, because we had a Liverpool fan phone up the other day, said, Klopp, it's too late.
Yeah, that's just bonkers.
I know that. But
There'll be one West Ham fan. I don't think we'll hear from that West Ham fan, but there's one out there that said, no, his time's done.
Okay.
But and someone who I forgot about, Maxwell Cornet. Do you know what I mean? There's another. They've got Antonio, Scamacca, Cornet, do you know what I mean? Jared Bowen.
They've got enough.
The firepower is there. They just need to start firing.
West Ham fans, we'll take your calls in a moment, so don't hang around. I'd love you to talk about your club. 0371 722 3344. Dial that number. You'll be next on Drive on talkSPORT.
Traffic and travel on talkSPORT with Switzered Van Insurance. Your van means a lot to you, which is why we have a dedicated team to help you get the right cover. Switzered Van Insurance.
In Cumbria, the M6 southbound is partly blocked by a vehicle on fire just after junction 42 for Carlisle South and the A6. In Northamptonshire, the M1 northbound is partly blocked. There's a broken down lorry in lane 1 between Daventry at junction 16 and Coventry junction 17. And in Hertfordshire, long queues on the clockwise M25. That's partly blocked for barrier repairs between Potters Bar junction 24 and Enfield at junction 25. I'm Adam Moore.
Join me, Graham Souness, with Jim White and Simon Jordan every Monday morning from 10 o'clock for the most opinionated football talk show on the radio.
A Monday triple threat of Souness, White and Jordan.
How many times did you play?
The less said about that, the better.
Every Monday morning from 10 o'clock
on the world-famous talkSPORT.
We're playing sort of like quite sexy music today, aren't we?
Colour Me Bad.
Pardon?
What a group. Colour Me Bad. That's what it sings this tune.
What's the song called?
It's called I Want to Sex You Up. You can say the words.
What?
You can say I Want to Sex You Up.
Oh, just stop saying it.
Colour Me Bad. Great group.
Yeah? Name another song.
Is anyone? I can think of.
I've got a present for Bentley under the desk. He's getting very excited about it. It's from Adidas. How do you say it?
Adidas.
Why do people say Adidas?
I don't know.
I'm not happy that I've got the present to give to you. Right? This is via Sarah, who works at talkSPORT.
What kind of gift?
But hold on, just wait.
Just get on with it?
Just wait.
No,
right?
my kids feel. Just at Christmas time when they're trying to itching to get the presents, and I'm like, wait.
Right, you're not having it now.
Yeah.
Go and clean your room. And when you've done it,
Christmas Day. Go and clean the room.
You can have your present if you're a good boy in a moment. Okay. First, let's cross over to John Norman. He's watching England against South Africa. Hello, John.
I'm quite excited to find out what the present is.
John, I'll whisper it to you. You can keep a secret.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? Tell him, Benny.
All right.
I'm not telling you. All right?
Really?
Don't tell him.
Wow, he's going to love that.
Yeah.
It's going to be nowhere near as good as the present you got Jason Cundy that time.
Which one was that?
The
signed photo?
The autograph.
Yeah.
I love George Michael. That's for you there.
Yeah, for his 40th birthday, I got him a signed photo of George Michael. To Jason, happy 40th. Love George Michael.
And you signed it.
He kept it by his bed for years. And then we did a show called Confessions, and I went, I did that. He went absolutely nuts. Right, where are we at? What's happening, John?
England are going to win, I think. They've got a big old lead. The damage done yesterday, really. They bowled marvellously well, but really bowler-friendly conditions. South Africa's strength is their bowling. So why they decided to bat, well, the captain will tell us after the match, I guess, Dean Elgar. But every time you get bowled out for a score around 150 in first innings, you're always behind the game. You need absolutely everything to go your way, and that hasn't happened. So 100 for Stokes today, quite brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant innings from him.
Is that his best performance since taking over the captaincy, do you think?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, we're only 5 games in, I suppose, and he has led England to 4 wins on the bounce. But it's been Bairstow and Root who've scored the majority of the runs, and of course but he's bowled pretty well. But yes, for sure, that's his best batting innings. So that was great.
Isn't he still carrying an injury?
Yeah, he is. I mean, you were with me? Was it the last Test match? Yeah, it was. He was bowling himself into the dirt.
Yeah.
Whilst I was on air with you guys, actually, it was making me wince for about 2 hours. It looked like he was going to, really come a cropper. But, he shrugged it off. He's getting on with things. But, it's a long-standing injury, which at some point is going to need a little bit of medical attention, maybe a bit more serious than that. But as things goes, he's doing it with the bat today, and it'll be over to England's bowlers at some point today, probably, and tomorrow, to wrap up what should be a comfortable win.
John, I've got one last question for you. Right now, I know that sometimes cricket, they try to do things to make it more appealing to a wider audience. For instance, they put in numbers on the back of the shirts. They don't really need to do that, but that's something they introduced to the game, right?
Yep.
Why doesn't the captain wear a captain's armband?
Why doesn't the captain wear a captain's armband?
I mean, you could put it on, if he was a bowler, you could put it on his non-bowling arm, so it wouldn't affect him.
Would that make the game more attractive? I mean,
I don't know, it's just another thing, isn't it?
House signs go up because the captain's got an armband on him?
I don't know, but it's quite nice, isn't it? Like, you should have an armband.
Yeah, I suppose a different coloured armband.
Yeah.
Joe just said to me there, mate, I think football is maybe the only sport that has a captain's armband.
Oh my goodness!
What about rugby? Didn't they have it in rugby?
No, they don't have it in rugby.
Why do you have to have an armband? You could wear why don't you wear a comedy moustache?
Yeah, or a bowler hat. They could do that.
Exactly. Do you know there was a fielder once?
What about if you had? Hold on. What about if you had your own moustache and you were captain? Would you have to wear a comedy one over it?
You'd have to shave it off.
Oh right, okay. Go on, what were you going to say?
You won't be allowed a moustache unless you're the captain.
What were you going to say back in the day? What were you going to say?
Back in the day, there was a fielder who borrowed a bike from a spectator. You know, like during deliveries, that the fielders will move from one part of the ground to the other, depending on what end the bowler's bowling from, or whether it's a left-handed or a right-handed batter.
Yeah.
Well, basically, he got bored of doing that, so he got a bike and cycled from one side of the ground to the other between overs.
How did he get the bike back to the fella?
Well, he's just cycled back, didn't he? Just waiting for the batting to switch
to go
again.
around the other end. That's quite nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's hashtag make them wear the armband. I quite like that. We'll bring it in.
Okay.
All right. We'll speak to you in the next hour. Make sure you brought that in the next hour, all right?
All right.
All right, thanks, John. That is weird, isn't it? That football's the only sport where you...
I need to check that out, though.
Okay. Got your little present there. Should we make him wait to the next hour, everyone? What do you think?
It's up to you.
Oh, look it! Up to you. You're going to get grumpy. Little Darren Bent grumpy.
I could just come over and grab it.
I think we should take off.
Yeah, I'm with you. Take Dan.
All right, let's ask. Maybe Dan thinks you don't deserve a present. Hello, Dan.
Hello, guys. Thanks for having me call.
That's our pleasure.
Yeah, get him the present.
See? Like that.
Well, hold on. Wait there 1 second, Dan. Dean?
Yeah?
Do you think Benny deserves his present?
If he says Adidas and not Adidas, you should give it to him.
There you go. That's two of them.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let's go back to Dan first. Dan, if he says up the hammers, then I'll let him have it.
That's not coming out of my mouth.
Dan?
Up the hammers is not going to make any difference to Moyes changing our style of play. He's a disaster at the moment.
Go on, I'll tell you what. You talk West Ham. I'll give it to him after you've done that. What do you want to say about your side?
Okay. Guys, for me, it has been going downhill since Moyes took the job. It is an absolute... I cannot watch it anymore. It's getting that bad. I watch every single game, and we just do not hold on to the ball. And for me, it's the engine room, that middle of the park, Souček and Rice. Don't get me wrong, Rice is quality, but he's doing all the work. Souček, yeah, he was, like you said, when he first came to us, he was scoring a few goals. He was kind of getting in good positions and stuff like that. But he cannot run up and down. Literally, the guy can head the ball. He cannot tackle. He can't put players in. If you actually watch him, he's not low gravity at all. I know he's a big guy, but he's just literally...
Do you know what, though? When he first came here, right, Thomas Souček, I'm pretty sure, was it 1920? And then I think he got 10 goals the season after. I'm pretty sure a lot of people were saying that him and Declan Rice were the best pairing in the Premier League.
They were.
But if you look at the stats, Darren, yeah, every single week, yeah, we're outplayed on stats. We just get away. The whole of last year, we were winning the odd game 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. And all the pundits were coming out with, they didn't play that well, West Ham, but they got away with it. And you could say that's a sign of a good side, but it's not. We literally were getting away with it every week. And me and a friend of mine, we're one of the only people that agree. It's because of the middle of the park. And what he just does like-for-like changes. 4 nails. 1 minute it's 4 nails, then it's Lanzini, then it's Ben Rama. And they're playing out of position, they're playing on the wing. They're central midfielders, all three of them, to be honest with you.
Dan, listen, I hear what you're saying. I just want to bring Dean in as well. I've only got a minute left. Hello, Dean. Thanks, Dan. Hi, Dean.
Hello, you all right?
Hi, yeah. Go on, off you go. Sorry to keep you waiting.
All right. Well, I want to remind Darren Bent, last season, didn't Arsenal lose the first 3 and then end up nearly getting in the top 4?
Exactly.
You can't judge the season after 3 games.
You're not worried then at all at the moment, Dean?
We're just about to spend 60 million on Paqueta, who Arsenal wanted, who Newcastle wanted. Our team's going to be completely different when all the new signings start. Emerson, Gamaka, Cornet. I think we can push for the top 6 again and maybe even win the Conference League. I think everyone needs to calm down.
Okay. So, and Dean, quickly, Dean. So do you think David Moyes is the right man for the job, yeah?
He's proved himself. He's come 6th
Yeah.
and 7th. How can you question that over 2 seasons?
True.
6th and 7th for West Ham. That's unheard of.
Dean, well done. Thanks for calling.
100% right.
Yeah, no, I agree. Listen, it's mad to even press
It is,
that
I
button,
mean,
yeah.
listen, but it's horrible. When you're down there, as I said, Arsenal started last season, you start thinking where the points coming from.
Do you want your present now or when we come back?
Either
Now,
way.
give it to you now.
No, just you can do it.
Producer, we got a minute? Okay. This is by Sarah, who works on the show. I'm not happy, though.
Why are you
I mean,
opening the bag?
Just shut up.
It's all about him, innit?
Right, you can wait. You can wait.
I guarantee you.
You're gonna wait.
In 30 seconds, I'll be over there
Right.
getting that present.
I'm telling you, in 40 seconds, I'll be down at HR. All right?
That's it. You got 30 seconds. Bomb now.
That's threatening behaviour, and it won't be tolerated.
25 seconds.
On Andy Goldstein's drive time. On talkSPORT. Quickly, press the button.
On the app, on DAB, on 1089 and 1053 medium wave, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.
Powered by fans.
Now, when we come back, we are talking about the transfer window. 1.5 billion has been spent in this one. It's the biggest one of all time. Do you care as a football fan? Do you care how much your team spend, or do you just want the players in, and irrelevant how much they're spending to get the players in? Also, when you think about 1.5 billion pounds, should maybe a percentage of that, maybe like 1%, go to grassroots football? Should that happen? Should that come in? Agents' fees as well. We're talking about transfer fees. 03717223344. We'll also be looking ahead to all the live football across the weekend on talkSPORT as game day returns. We've got Southampton against Man United. That's the lunchtime kickoff. Brentford entertain Everton as well. We'll be talking about that. And if he's a good boy, I'll be giving Darren Bent his present. Only if he's a good boy. It's coming up after the Sporting Set with Kane Reeves. First with the news, Kate Partridge.
Thank you, Andy. Jurors sent home in Giggs' trial.
And Newcastle smashed their transfer record.
talkSPORT.
But first, Sir Keir Starmer says it's unforgivable that the government is missing in action during the cost of living crisis.
You've got a cost of living crisis. You've got a Prime Minister who insisted on staying in office, recognises there's a problem with energy prices, shrugs his shoulders and does nothing about it. You've got two leadership candidates who are fighting with each other. Unforgivable.
The energy price cap will rise to over £3,500 a year from October. The Prime Minister says the government will announce extra cash in September to further support households. A man's been arrested on suspicion of the murder of 9-year-old Olivia Pratt-Corbell, who was shot dead in her home in Liverpool. The 36-year-old suspect was detained in the Huyton area of the city and is being questioned in connection with 2 attempted murders. Meanwhile, wreaths from Everton and Liverpool football clubs have been laid at Olivia's house. Jurors have been sent home for the weekend in the trial of Ryan Giggs. He denies coercive control as well as assaulting his former partner and her sister. The jury's been told to work to a unanimous verdict. And the French president says his country will always be a friend to the UK, no matter who the Prime Minister is. Tory leadership hopeful Liz Truss, who's also the Foreign Secretary, has been criticised for saying the jury's out on Emmanuel Macron.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. Are you ready to get away? Be in with the chance to win a lastminute.com gift card worth £4,000 when you buy 2 or more Michelin Cross Climate tyres. Book today at quickfit.com or your local centre and drive away happy every time. Conditions apply.
Rain or showers in the west, dry and fine elsewhere, and dry for many tonight, though chilly in the north and west.
talkSPORT Sports Update with EE. Get whistle-to-whistle match streaming all over your house with EE's full fibre broadband, powered by BT.
Newcastle have broken their transfer record with the signing of Alexander Isak from Real Sociedad for over £60 million. The Swedish international has signed a long-term deal with Eddie Howe's side.
He's had a lot thrown at him for a young player. I mean, the experiences that he's had have been incredible, really, for someone so young. So he's played in Germany, Holland, Spain, at big clubs as well. So he's had some great experiences. I think England and the English game will suit his profile.
Pep Guardiola is adamant that Bernardo Silva will be staying at Manchester City this season.
We don't have any phone call from any club regarding Bernardo Silva, so that's why he'll stay.
If you need a replacement, though, it puts you in an awkward position late in the transfer window.
But I tell you, he will stay.
He will stay.
Yeah.
Silva has been linked with a move to Barcelona. Mikel Arteta says Arsenal will be looking to sign a replacement for Pepe, who's joined Nice on loan. The Gunners' boss admits that his club record £70 million signing has failed to make an impact in England.
He hasn't really contributed that much to the team in terms of minutes, and we have decided for every party that it was the best decision to allow him to go. He needs to play minutes, he needs to play football. He was really adamant to do that.
And Ben Stokes fell for 103 as England build their lead on day 2 of the second test against South Africa. But could we see another century on the way, John Norman?
Yeah, very possibly. Ben Foakes, who alongside Ben Stokes, putting on 167 for the 6th wicket, really turning this game on its head, really. Just 3 away from joining his captain. It was a 12th test century from Stokes. He fell shortly afterwards. Broad swung around for 21, but all eyes now on Ben Foakes. 97 not out. England lead South Africa now by 237 runs. They're 388 for 7.
A reminder to join us for game day tomorrow, featuring Southampton against Manchester United. Casemiro could make his United debut in the 12:30 kickoff.
On DAB, on AM, on the app and on your smart speaker.
talkSPORT Drive.
Hot wheeling sport across the nation.
The fastest football on the way home. talkSPORT Drive.
Welcome back to our number 2 of Drive Time on talkSPORT with me, Andy Goldstein. And it's Darren here, by the way. It's Darren Bent.
It's Darren here, by the way. Darren Bent.
He hasn't got his top yet. Oh, might not be a top. He hasn't got his thing yet. His thing. Still to come on the show, we're going to be discussing what makes a football club elite, and we're looking ahead to game day on the talkSPORT network this weekend. Now, though, do you care how much money football teams are spending?
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Towards goal finds Gordon, and Anthony Gordon has scored for Everton.
First of all, I think it's strange for Everton to even think of selling him, but when you talk about this amount of money, you have to sell him.
A Premier League record transfer, Jack Grealish,
£100 million.
Morris in space, curls it in, and it's headed in for number 2, and Jack Grealish is back amongst the goals.
What does it say about Pep? I can't help feeling a little bit disappointed, but it wasn't like they were spending 90, £100 million on players.
Here come Borussia Dortmund looking for a goal back, and they've got one back. And it's another brilliant finish. Jude Bellingham.
50 million quid for a 16-year-old. It's nonsense. I'm sorry, it's absolute bonkers.
Chelsea have confirmed the re-signing of Romelu Lukaku for a reported £97.5 million.
Lukaku to the middle, right footing. Oh, Lukaku! He took it brilliantly for Chelsea.
Hey, would you like that sort of money? And I'm being honest here. Would you like to be worth 150 million?
I would say no, Al. Would you?
I don't know if that ruins your life, mate.
Alcohol ruins your life, though. I got your present for me, Adidas, under my foot. I'm not going to give it to you yet, but if people want to watch us on YouTube, how about that? They can see what happens when you open up the present.
When are you going to do? Why are you stringing it out? Just give me the present now.
Why are you like this? By the way, ladies and gents, this is what Darren Bent is actually like.
No, this is what Andy Goldstein like.
Someone
buys me a gift, and he takes over it.
Just wait, all right? Have you been a good boy today? Have you been a good boy, Darren? Here, Benty. Just wait, all right? People come over to YouTube, they'll see it. All right? I'll tell you what we'll do. How many YouTube, when we get to the next big number on YouTube, you can have it, all right? For viewers. So the more people that join YouTube.
I'll tell you now, 5:15, I'm taking the shirt. Right. So, taking the gift.
Why'd you say shirt? Why'd you say that? Why'd you say it might not be a shirt?
Okay,
You think it's a shirt? Well, it's not. I'm telling you now it's not a shirt.
Okay.
All right? Did you look at it when I went out the room?
No, I was out the room.
Oh, okay, fine. Would you like to be worth £150 million?
There's a lot of pressure that comes with that price tag.
Is there? When you went to Spurs, how much was that? 16
pressure, 24 Villa. But because I'd gone to Spurs for 16, when I then went to Villa for 24, it was like nothing.
Well, when you went for 24, there'll be kids listening and think 24 is just like, changing your pocket.
You know what's mad? When I went to Charlton for 2.5 million, that was pressure.
Okay, but what was the type of fee then for big money moves?
Just like, I think it was just normal then. You obviously get a few big hitters, but 2.5 million, I remember.
What was the pressure that you felt then? Because it's not your money, right?
Because I'm stepping out of the Championship
to
the Premier League. Like Alan Kirbishley identified me as the player out of the Championship that can make a difference in the Premier League, a step up for Charlton to be their main centre forward.
Mm-hmm.
And 2.5 million, when you start hearing millions banded, you think, oh, wow.
But did it ever bother you?
And when I went to Spurs for 16, it bothered me, affected me.
Did it?
Yeah, like it was a tough time. That 2 years at Spurs was tough.
Yeah, I know, but was it because of the price tag attached to you?
A lot of it, the first season, because I didn't really play. I was behind Berbatov, Keane, Defoe. They got three, legends of the game, strikers.
When you signed for Spurs and they were there, did you not go, hold on a minute, why am I coming here with this?
No, because I wanted to challenge myself. Give it a go. I mean, 3 of them left at the end of my first season.
Oh, okay.
Second season, I was the top goal scorer at Spurs.
How many did you get?
I got 17, I think. In
How
total.
many times did you get 20 league goals?
I think only league a couple of times, I think.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's quite impressive.
So it was one of them where...
You must have got chosen for like a World Cup or European
Anyway, shut up. It was one of them where, because it was such a tough time at Spurs because of the price tag, when I then went to Sunderland and then Villa came with the big money, I was just like, well, you know what? It is what it is. Like, I can't affect the price tag. Let me just go out there and try and do exactly what I could do, score goals, be effective, and we'll see what happens.
Do you think the fans cared how much Spurs spent, how much Villa spent?
I know for a fact, I heard the rumbles before they spent the money, saying it was a waste of money. Why are we buying a striker? We don't need a striker. I heard all this ramblings before I signed. But what in my head was, get Spurs, try and prove these people wrong, do well, score goals, try and get in front of them, make yourself a better player.
So at the moment, £1.5 billion has been spent in this transfer window. That's on 135 players. 14 of those are over 30 million, which is ironic when we're just talking about how much you went at Aston Villa for. Was it 24 and a half?
Yeah.
Okay, which is just
And people
ridiculous.
said that was a waste of money after they've just scored 25 the year before.
Why do they say that?
Because you know what it's like. It's people that because you think 25 million back then. That's like.
Was that a lot? What year are we going back to?
I went in 2011.
All right, so 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, was that a lot of money then? 24 million?
Well, a lot of people spoke about it, but it didn't really faze me.
At the moment, Chelsea have spent round about 180 million, Forest 133, United 128, West Ham 125, Newcastle 122, Arsenal 120, City 110. All the big hitters, Spurs, also over 100 million as well. When football fans see players coming into the club, like my club, for argument's sake, Casemiro's come in. We're being linked heavily to Anthony as well. They're talking about £80 million, give or take. Do you think footballers look at the player, look at the price tag nowadays and think, what a waste of money? Or from my perspective as a United fan, I'm like, we need to strengthen. I'm not the accountant. I just need players coming in, right? So it doesn't really bother me. If a player comes into the club, let's say for argument's sake, Harry Maguire, £80 million, and it doesn't work, right? Eventually, it might not be Harry Maguire. Eventually, that player will be dropped, like Maguire, and if it still doesn't work, that player will be sold.
Yeah.
Right? Because the club aren't out to make a loss.
Yeah, but you're never going to get that. Of course, the 80
no,
million
of course
back.
you're not.
But I guess
sorry. My question is, Benny. So, do you think football fans really care how much they're spending, or do they just want players coming into the club?
No, I think they do care. A lot of them. Yeah, you want the best players coming in, but also you don't want it to affect what happens going forward. So you don't want to eat a massive chunk of your budget this summer, and then next season there's nothing to spend if you've had a struggling season. So you look at some of the signings that have been made. Gabriel Jesus, 46 million, has made Arsenal better. Zinchenko, 31. Then you've got people like Marc Correa, who's a good player, but he's like nearly 60 odd.
Mad.
Like 60 odd for that.
Mad. Do you think that's mad, by the way?
Yeah.
Do you think Chelsea fans think that's mad?
Potentially. Even Onana, who's gone to Everton, like obviously supposed to be a hot prospect coming up. They still spent 32.4 million on him. Like it's a lot. Like Darwin Núñez, 67.5 after his season at Benfica. Like transfer fees nowadays are just bonkers. Like there's no point you trying to understand it. Alexander Isak. You talk about a guy who scored 6 league goals last season. 6.
Well, you talk about Gordon going to Chelsea.
Potential. 60 million on potential.
But he didn't score one. Every goal he scored was deflected, right?
I mean, it's still a goal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course it is. But, and he's only played... I don't want to have a pop at the kid. He's only a young boy. But he's only played, 45, 46 games as well?
Honestly, 60 million. But
that's not his fault, by the way. If you put and attach a stupid price tag to something, there's nothing to do with the player.
Talk about 60 million for... Like he could be going for more than Gabriel Jesus. Like that's when it's bonkers. But that's where if you start looking in detail at some of these transfers, you just send yourself insane. Trying to figure out the only way I can kind of figure it out is that, say, Cucurella, for instance, he was worth 60 million to Brighton, so that's why they've had to pay that money.
Of course, I get that.
Jack Grealish, 100 million. If you look at Jack Grealish, 100 million, you might go, "But 100 million, really?" But that's how much he was worth to Aston Villa to lose him.
Yeah.
So from that, it makes sense.
Yes, that's right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's still a bit of a mad one when you go, some of the prices are just ridiculous.
Well, okay, bearing in mind that some of the money that's being thrown about is actually completely and utterly bonkers, right? Do you think a percentage, for argument's sake, 1%, should go to football lower down the scale, maybe grassroots? So if you took 1% of the 1.5 billion, you're talking £15 million. And the way that would work would be the receiving club that are getting the money, right? So in this case, Brighton, they would have to give 1% of that transfer to grassroots football.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
Do you think that's something that should be looked at?
I think anything to help grassroots football, because it's so important in this country, grassroots, because it's the founding fathers, isn't it? It's the start of everything. But it's whether clubs will agree to do that, because if they're obviously receiving a massive transfer fee for one of their players, they're probably going to want to use that to invest back into their squad. To give money away to something that really doesn't affect them, unfortunately, it sounds quite selfish, but a lot of these football clubs probably would do that. We're thinking,
I know, but if you're getting 60 million, that's 600 grand.
I get that, but
it's not a lot, is it?
It's not a lot of money, but at the same time, they might be looking at a player that's, do you know what I mean, that eats up all their transfer budget. They need to find a way of filtering money down 100% to grassroots, as I say, because it's important. But is in a transfer the right way to do it? I'm not sure.
Okay, what about agents' fees? Now, you and I were having this chat earlier on. This is absolutely bonkers. So the way it works in my industry, right, which is, television and radio, etc. If I do a new contract with talkSPORT, my agent gets involved. I give a percentage of whatever to my agent. talkSPORT don't pay my agent. In your world, in the football world, the football club that you're going to pay your agent. You don't pay your agent anything.
No.
Is that right?
I think so, yeah.
You do think that's right?
Yeah.
So you don't pay your agent any fee whatsoever?
I don't think so. I think it's a percentage of if they get you something. That was always the way. Like if they got you
So when you sign for Spurs...
If you get a deal or you get something outside of football, say it's like some kind of sponsorship deal or you get an appearance somewhere, then yes, they'll take a fee off of that.
But when you sign for Spurs, the club pay the agent for that deal to happen, for the negotiations.
Yeah.
And you don't, literally, your agent phones you, done deal, and you go, thanks, that's it.
Finitoed.
That's nuts, isn't it?
Nuts. But then when you look at some of the super agents that are getting crazy fees, you think
like 15 million for
a player's never going to pay that.
No. Do you think all the clubs should get together? This would need to happen worldwide, not just in this country, and just say, we're not going to pay the agent fees anymore, the players should pay them?
They could do that, but then there's the death of the agent, because then you're going to start seeing a lot of players go, well, I don't need that, I'll just do it myself.
Yeah.
So then
why is the club paying £15 million for
extinct
a deal to happen?
Don't know.
loads of agents listening to this going, Goldstein, shut up,
Yeah,
please.
probably.
But I just think,
but if you start turning the agent fees onto the players and making them pay it, of course, then players will just go, well, you know what? I'll just get my brother to do it. Harry Kane, instance, his brother.
Yeah.
Or you get someone, I think Nicolas Anelka, his brother used to do all his deals.
Yeah.
So you just keep all the money in-house. I just think that you just get a lot of players and they will go, well, you know what? I'll just do it myself.
We're talking about the amount of money involved in in transfers. So do you think any money should go to grassroots? I think 1%. Even if it's 0.5%, it's something. Do you care about how much your club spends on players, or do you just want players coming through the door? And also, you can talk about agents' fees as well. Lots to talk about. One number to dial is always 0371722 344. When we come back, you can watch on YouTube when we come back. If he's a good boy, look at me, Darren. Well, he's not looking at me. He's not a good boy. If he's a good boy, he gets his present.
Driven to the limit.
Power steering.
talkSPORT.
Friday night.
Live.
Championship football. talkSPORT 2.
He's followed it high into the roof of the net.
Luton versus Sheffield United.
Coverage from 6, kick-off 8 p.m.
It's a sensational goal.
Friday night.
On talkSPORT 2. Night goals cometh. talkSPORT 2. Powered by fans.
This is one of mine, isn't it? From this morning on my dog walk with Scooter Frank. You like this? This is a great tune, isn't it?
Jay-Z, greatest.
Is it? Okay, yeah, I thought so. This is Drive on talkSPORT with me, Andy Goldstein, Darren Ben, and Motorpoint. Discover thousands of nearly new cars and vans at unbeatable prices. Just quickly, Chelsea midfielder N'Golo Kante has been ruled out for at least 4 weeks with a hamstring injury, according to manager Thomas Tuchel. Britain's Emma Raducanu has been handed a tough first-round draw in the US Open as she opens her title defence against France's Elise Cornet. And Newcastle boss Eddie Howe has been speaking about his side's new £60 million signing, Alexander Isak.
Naturally, with Callum's injury, which we don't believe to be serious, by the way, we're hopeful that Callum will only be out for a couple of weeks. But naturally, I think we reacted slightly off of that in terms of we were always looking for an attacking player, but it changed our focus maybe slightly on the type. But we're delighted to sign Alex, who will be a big player for us.
I'll be giving Darren Bent his new present from Adidas in a moment. Literally one moment. But first, let's head back to Old Trafford now. John Norman is watching England against South Africa. There's been a wicket, John, hasn't there?
Yeah, there's been a wicket. There's also been a century. Ben Foakes has gone past 100 for just the second time in his career. He did so on debut when talkSPORT had the rights for the Sri Lanka series back in October 2018. It's been a wait for Test match century number 2, but it's come when his team needed it for sure. Alongside Ben Stokes, who also went past 100. The wicket, that of Ollie Robinson, edging to first slip from the bowling of Maharaj for 17. We've got an hour and 10 minutes, so I imagine South Africa almost certainly will be batting, and the gloom has descended here. It's been sunny all day, not now though, and that's exactly what England want. The lead 2-4-5, the score 3-9-6 for 8.
Good work as always, John Norman. Do you want it now?
Get on with it.
Let's do a deal. I'll give you the present. The very nice people at Adidas have sent you. If you get rid of that attitude, is it a deal?
Hurry up.
So Sarah, who works for us. Oh, Sarah's in the
It's all Sarah, not you, Sarah.
Yeah, but I'm handing it over. I'm like Father Christmas in this scenario.
You're not.
Sarah's like one of the elves. All right, okay. So the nice people at Adidas. Okay. By the way, nice people at Adidas. I mean, Man United fan. So there you go. Oh, he snatched it as well.
So look at this. Open the bag, Sarah. Thank you.
Yeah, confirmed that earlier.
Jamaica.
No, I had it bought.
Absolutely lovely. So it is the Jamaica-inspired Arsenal warm-up top.
Yeah.
Absolutely superb.
You like
Thank
that?
you very much, Sarah. Thank you, the guys at Adidas.
Adidas.
I mean, what a shirt.
Is it extra large to get your muscles in there?
So I'll pick up the rubbish in a minute.
Are you gonna
Absolutely lovely shirt.
Show me, turn around.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Do you know the reason behind the design of that?
Yeah, I do.
Explain it to us.
So obviously it's the Arsenal warm-up top, celebrating Jamaican heritage.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, my family being Jamaican, which obviously was added bonus. It's going to be showcased this weekend across Notting Hill Carnival. It coincided with that. But it's kind of to celebrate, obviously, the Jamaicans that are living in the local community and across the capital. In the campaign, it kind of mixes, as you can see, football, fashion. Do you like it?
It reminds me of the banana top. Is it meant to do that?
No, because Jamaican flag. Green.
Oh, right, okay.
You've only just noticed that.
No, but do you know what I mean? The banana. I love the banana one. That's probably the best Arsenal kit ever, right?
Yeah, that's my favourite kit ever.
Yeah, I like that one.
I mean, it's absolutely superb.
It is beautiful. So that's the training. They come out on the pitch.
They'll come out on the pitch in that. But obviously, it does pay tribute to obviously Jamaicans that are living at home back in Jamaica and across London. And that's why the shirt's inspired.
Are you going to put it on?
Absolutely, I'm putting it on. The next break, I'm putting this on. Thank you, Adidas. Thank you, Sarah.
Are you going to put it on or are you going to camp in it? It's massive.
I know it is, yeah. Extra large, muscles. Thank you very much. I'll show you the guys on YouTube.
It's nice of Adidas, isn't it?
Thanks.
Man United. Oh, sorry, Adidas people. Man United. Be nice, wouldn't it?
Jamaican heritage.
Rather,
Huh? Jamaican heritage.
Yeah, rather than give the air hostess one, how about the pilot? Right, thank you, our friends at Adidas. It's very kind of you. Shall we go to the phone lines? We're talking about the amount of money spent in football. 03717223344. Glenn joins us, a Newcastle fan. Hello, Glenn.
Hello, hi there. You okay?
I'm good. You in the wind tunnel? Sounds very noisy where you are.
A little bit, yeah. Sorry about that. It's a bit with where I am. Do apologise.
That's okay.
You're on about grassroots football and players transferred to clause for big fees.
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain that in Germany, if Bayern Munich was to buy a player from Werder Bremen and say Mitchell Weiser, whatever that fee is, a percentage goes to the very first youth team, grassroots team he played for.
I like that idea.
It goes all the way down the pyramid.
Wow.
So if they buy a player for 60 million, his very first youth club that he played with, a 6-year-old or a 5-year-old, whatever age he is, might get £5,000, £10,000. So it goes right through their pyramid system, which is something that in this country we don't do. Now, I'm involved with grassroots football, from kids being 6 years old to kids to 21-year-old players, and there's no funding. The FA don't care. Once they can't hit 16 in this country, they don't care about them. Whereas in Germany, they do. They keep plowing the money into their grassroots football. So it doesn't matter whether it's £100,000 fee or £100 million fee.
Do you know what, Glenn? I really like that idea.
Thanks, Glenn.
I like that idea that it goes down to the player that leaves. You go right back to
where he started.
And they get a little money. I like that, to be fair.
We should give something back. 1.5 billion, and none of it goes to grassroots. That is disgusting, isn't it?
But they've got to find a way of funneling it down.
1%, even 0.5%. Even if you did 0.5%, that would be 7.5 million.
Well, couldn't clubs just donate a percentage at the start of every season?
I think if as soon as you ask clubs to make a donation, it's
so you're saying in the transfer fee they shouldn't even have a choice? It should just be out of there.
0.5% of that transfer fee goes to grassroots. Yeah, you pay it. Whatever you receive, 0.5%.
Yeah,
I don't see any club moaning at that.
But how do you distribute it out? There's that many grassroots teams. How do you?
Well, you do it in a way that if it was government funded, you do it, wouldn't you? There's ways of doing it. Yeah.
There's that many.
I know, but when like the National Lottery fund sports centres, right? They do it across the board.
What about in the clubs in that area?
Yeah, fine, okay. Well, so if it's Brighton, all the young clubs around there.
Yeah, Arsenal, North
fine.
London.
Just give something back to the kids.
Yeah, I like it.
Why not? Let's speak to Richard, Liverpool fan. Hello, Richard.
How's it going, guys? You all right?
Yeah, we're great, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, I've got to be honest with you. I'm really not fussed about how much my club's spending on transfers at the moment. I think it's always a case of getting the right player and not just bringing in anybody. The problem when you bring in anybody is if they're no good or they can't adapt, then you end up with someone stuck on a 5-year contract who's depreciating in value who you can't get rid of. So I'd rather keep a powder dry and get in the right kind of player, especially the way we want to play. We went for that guy, what's his name, from Monaco, to Tchouaméni. He went to Real Madrid eventually, I think. But he was exactly the sort of player that we need. He fits the profile, he's energetic, he'll be able to play in a high-press, high-energy style of football. He would have been perfect for us. We didn't get him, these things happen. But the point is then is to not go and just buy anybody just because some people think we must have a midfielder, we must have this. We've got to get the right kind of player. Otherwise, like I said, we end up in a situation where we've got a squad full of players nobody wants. So I'm really not fussed about how much we pay for how much we're spending at the moment. I don't care how much we spend on player wages either. As long as we perform, pay them whatever you want. I really couldn't care less.
Do you not think though that if you do pay a silly amount of money for a player, the weight of that could maybe weigh him down a little bit too much? Like Darwin Núñez, right? How much that was? Just under £70 million, right?
Yeah, it was. Darwin was 67.5.
The expectation on that player's shoulders to produce. You might not get the best out of that player because of that.
Look, at the end of the day, the bottom line is you've got to have the mentality to perform at the top level. It's as simple as that. And in today's market, you have to pay whatever the going rate is for the player. If it's 60, 70, 80, 100 million, it is what it is. You have to pay it, yeah? Bottom line is sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. You'd like to think that the club has done the homework, that they've looked at the profile, the mentality, done all the psychological, whatever it is they need to do, to get an idea about, okay, is this guy going to be any good? Is he going to be able to cut it in the Premier League or whatever league it is? You'd like to think that they've already done that. And I'd like to think that we've shown that we're pretty good at doing that, to be fair. So, yeah, potentially it can weigh down on you, but you've just got to get on with it. Just it is what it is. You're playing top-level football. It's a precious part of the job. If you can't handle it, get another job.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know, when you look in this country quickly and you start looking at players that have gone for over 70 million, the success rate, hasn't been great. You look at Pepe, no. The only two that you jump off the page, you go, yeah, Alisson and Van Dijk, both over 70, both good.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Grealish, 100 million.
Not yet.
Not in a minute. Maguire.
No.
Pogba.
Definitely not.
Lukaku.
No.
So
it's mad, isn't it?
It's mad.
I wonder what that level is, what the cut-off is before a player feels that pressure.
Yeah.
If Jack Grealish went for 50...
You go, okay.
Yeah, we will go. You got back 50. Yeah,
only Van Dijk for me and Alisson, you'd go, yeah.
But yesterday on the show, me and Bentley had a brief chat. It came from nothing, but it was quite popular on social media about me saying you can't be an elite side if you haven't conquered Europe, i.e. you haven't won the Champions League. That's your club, Arsenal. And you were saying you don't need to win the Champions League to become an elite club.
Yep.
Okay. He and I are going to have a chat about that in just a moment, but I know lots of you want to have your say. We're doing that for 10 minutes, then we're moving on because we've got so much to cram into even the next 30 minutes of this hour. So if you want to have your say on whether or not you need to be an elite club to have won the Champions League or not, let me know now. 03717 223344. So drive on talkSPORT, me, Andy Goldstein, Darren Bent, following us at 7. I've just seen him. Would you believe he's wearing flip-flops and shorts? Of course he is. Jason Cundy brings you Game Day Countdown tonight. Jason has a former Liverpool midfielder, the wonderful Jermaine Pennant, alongside him. A great show, that one. Don't forget, Game Day returns tomorrow to the talkSPORT network. We're bringing you 2 more live and exclusive Premier League commentaries from 11. First up, it's Southampton. They take on Man United at 12:30. Before heading over to talkSPORT 2 at 3 o'clock for Brentford against Everton. Still to come on Drive. We'll be taking your calls on what makes an elite club. Do you have to win the Champions League to be one? 03717223344. Dial that number. You'll be next on Drive. We'll also be looking ahead to all of this weekend's EFL action. Kane Reeves gives us sport news in a moment. First with the news. The lovely Kate Partridge.
Thank you, Andy. Boris Johnson says the government will announce further support next month for households struggling with the surge in energy prices. Opposition politicians and campaigners are urging the government to intervene now to prevent millions plunging into poverty. A man's been arrested on suspicion of the murder of 9-year-old Olivia Pratt-Corbell, who was shot dead in her home in Liverpool. Meanwhile, wreaths from Everton and Liverpool football clubs have been laid at Olivia's house. And jurors have been sent home for the weekend in the trial of Ryan Giggs after being told to work to a unanimous verdict. The former Manchester United star denies coercive control as well as assaulting his former partner and her sister.
talkSPORT sports headlines with Bostik, a leading brand in tiling for over 130 years. For high-performance tile adhesives and grouts you can rely on, trust Bostik.
Newcastle have broken their transfer record with the signing of Swedish striker Alexander Isak from Real Sociedad this afternoon. The fee is in excess of £60 million and he has been registered to feature against Wolves this weekend, but that's subject to international clearance. Elsewhere, Neil Maupay is having a medical at Everton ahead of a move from Brighton, and Nottingham Forest have signed their 17th new player of the window. South Korean international Hwang Yoe-jo has signed from Bordeaux, but Forest have sent him straight out on loan to Olympiacos. And England fans have witnessed 2 centuries on day 2 of the second test against South Africa. Ben Stokes was out for 103, but Ben Foakes keeps going. How's he getting on, John Norman?
113 now for Ben Foakes. His second test century. Earlier today, Stokes hit his first as test captain. He's hit 11 test centuries before today. The two combining with great effect. 167-run partnership after 2 quick wickets in the morning session. England went wicketless in the afternoon session and have put themselves into an incredibly strong position. They lead by 264. A packed crowd here at Old Trafford enjoying themselves. The beer snake is evident. I can see it from here. And England are 415 for 8.
A reminder to join us for Game Day tomorrow, featuring Southampton against Manchester United. Casemiro could make his United debut. It's the 12:30 kickoff.
White and Jordan on talkSPORT.
Join me, Graham Souness, with Jim White and Simon Jordan every Monday morning from 10 o'clock for the most opinionated football talk show on the radio.
Straight talking opinion and punchy post-match debate.
Plus, looking forward to talkSPORT's live Premier League Monday night fixture.
A Monday triple threat of Souness, White and Jordan.
The most opinionated football talk show on the radio every Monday morning from 10 o'clock
on the world-famous talkSPORT.
Jordan 4s or Jordan 1s, Rolexes got
more than one.
This is Santan Dave. Headlining Reading is
41.
We'll talk Santan Dave in a moment. Stuff happening. This is technical now. Stuff happening in the cricket. John Norman has more details of stuff happening.
Lots of stuff happening here at Old Trafford. England have declared Jack Leach has been dismissed, bowled for 11, and that has led to Ben Stokes calling the team off. Ben Foakes leading, it was only him and Leach to lead off, so led Leach off the field. 113 unbeaten. What a terrific innings from him, alongside Ben Stokes, who also hit a century, taking this game, you'd think, too far away from South Africa. They're just trooping off below me as I speak. They look tired, and you can't blame them. The bowlers have done everything possibly, but getting dismissed for 151 yesterday, you'd think has just set them too far back. They're going to have best part of 50 minutes to bat out this evening. A deficit of 264 after England declared 415 for 9.
Santan Dave update, yeah? That's what the music means.
It's headlining Reading.
So this is the deal. We don't know Santan Dave. This is going on for months now. We need to get him on the show. We need him to phone up, but we don't know him.
We'll get him.
You said yesterday that you knew someone.
Yeah,
Where are we at with your friend that knows him?
He's waiting. I'm guessing he's been a bit busy because he's headlining Reading today. So
Tonight at Reading.
Tonight, yeah.
Is Reading the whole weekend?
I'm guessing so. Reading whole weekend? Yeah, it is, yeah.
Anyone in the Crest go? We've got young kids in the Crest, all about sort of 25. Anyone go to Reading festivals? 3 years in a row. 4 years in a row. It's not on a row. Surely they didn't have it when the pandemic was happening. I
used to be big in the festival scene.
Did you?
I used to love it, yeah. Wireless, Love Box. Used to love all them.
Love Box?
Yeah.
Why don't you go anymore?
Because I ain't been for a while. You know, I've not been since the pandemic.
Can I, if I were to go...
You can't go.
No, if I was to go, would it be VIP'd up? I don't need to go near the general public, right?
Well, no, but there's always a VIP section. But but if you want to watch the actual bands on the stage, you're going to have to go and mix it with a...
No, I couldn't do that. I'll be close, they'll be touching me, yeah?
Yeah, no, we just stand away a little bit.
Great unwashed near me.
Should we go to one?
Pardon?
Should we go to one?
I'll go one. Yeah, I don't mind doing that. I'd love to go.
You'd never come with me.
I'll go to a festival. I went to one. I went to Flaxstock a couple of weeks ago, didn't I?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but that's like a...
I was behind the scenes.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go to Wireless next year.
I'll do that. Right. Should we do that? Drive team. Should we do a drive from Wireless? We could do that. Our friends at Virgin will sort that, won't they? No, okay, fine. Just quickly, before we go to the phone lines, Casemiro, right? Mm-hmm. In the news that Kane was reading, said may make his debut. Right now, you've been a footballer going from and to clubs, and you've also been at a club where new players have come in. Why very rarely do they start the first?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of we've done it before on the show. I don't know why I've not thought of this. That's one thing that annoys me probably more than anything. When you're a new centre forward and you go to a club for a lot of money, the first thing you want to do is hit the ground running by starting and scoring as fast as possible.
They put you on the bench?
I mean, to be fair, I went to Villa, started game one. I went to Charlton, started game one. Like when I look throughout my career, when I've moved to new clubs, started Sunderland, game one. My best seasons came when I hit the ground running by starting.
Right, so Casemiro, right? He's going to improve Man United.
Put him straight in.
Why don't they do that?
Yeah.
I mean, they might, right?
They might do. I'd throw him straight in. I never understand why news transfers take so long.
No, I don't get that either. Let's talk about what we stumbled upon yesterday. It was me saying you can't really be considered an elite football club unless you've won the elite competition, and that is the Champions League.
But Arsenal are an elite football club. They are. I know that. Listen, I understand that we haven't won the big competition. I get that. But Arsenal, as a football club around the world, are still an elite football club.
When you say around the world, do you mean support? Because I'm not talking support. I'm talking about a club that in Europe has done the business.
I get
that.
I
think it's fair to say, in Europe, in the history of Arsenal, you haven't.
Okay, I get that.
You've won one trophy.
But around the world, Arsenal are seen as an elite football club. Like one of the biggest in the world.
But my point is...
Are they one of the biggest clubs in the world, though? Of course they are. So of course it's elite.
Yeah. But I don't... But here's the thing. I think that there's a difference between elite and one of the biggest. So for argument's sake, Aston Villa, right? They're not one of the biggest clubs in the world. Mm. But I still count them as an elite club because they've won the European Cup.
And listen, they've got every right to be called
Forest,
an elite.
Exactly the same at the moment.
I get that.
Right.
But neither Aston Villa or Nottingham Forest are a bigger club than Arsenal.
No, you're right. But they're elite clubs and Arsenal aren't.
Arsenal are an elite club.
But I don't see how you've won in the... What year were you formed? What year Arsenal formed? Do you know off the top of your head? Okay.
18 something. So,
okay. In all of those years, you've won the 1994 Cup Winners' Cup.
Okay, remember that. Alan Smith.
Right.
I think Ian Wright was injured or suspended.
He was.
I watched that in my mum's dining room.
Right. That's not enough for an elite European club.
Okay, but you talk about league
in this country. No, in this country, you are. But in Europe, you're not.
Arsenal's still a force.
Porto, they won their league 30 times. They won the Champions League twice. They've won the UEFA Cup twice. They've won the Super Cup. Porto are an elite club.
Are they bigger than Arsenal?
No, you're getting the word elite and bigger mixed up.
It's kind of the same thing.
It's not to me.
Well, it is to me.
Yeah, but my angle that I'm coming in at, I'm saying that just because Arsenal are a big club today and Forest aren't as big as Arsenal today, I still put, when I'm talking about elite level clubs, Forest bigger than Arsenal.
They're not.
Okay, what makes an elite club a European elite club in your world?
History.
But you've got no European history.
It's not just about European history. It could be European a little bit. It could be domestic history. It could be size of the club, the fan base. Arsenal are massive around the world.
I haven't said they're not. I'm talking about elite. They can't dine off the top 10. If there's a party, right, and Arsenal turn up, and over there in the corner, the VIP bit is winners of the Champions League or European Cup.
Yeah.
Arsenal aren't going into that part of the club.
Yeah, but only because they haven't won it. But
the elite clubs are going in there.
They can still attract elite players.
Yes, they can.
Why? Because they're an elite club.
No, I don't know. Let's go to the phone lines. 03717223344. Bob is an Arsenal fan. Hello, Bob.
Hello there.
How are you, Bob?
I'm very well, thank you. And yourself?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good. Okay, I can put this argument to bed quite quickly here. Can we just agree that the Premiership is the toughest league in Europe? Can we agree on that?
Yeah, I'm with you, Bob.
Yeah, I'm with you, Bob.
Yeah, so it's the best and the toughest league in Europe. Yeah. And how many clubs in the Premiership in recent history have managed to go through a whole season without being beaten?
Right, one.
Exactly, the elite club.
Right. Okay, exactly, an elite club.
Right.
Are there any? I don't know the answer to this question, so I'm asking it.
Right.
Are there any other clubs in Europe?
Rangers did it last year, didn't they? The year before.
Without being beaten.
Rangers did it.
Yeah, but their league isn't a Premier League, is it?
No, but here's where the difference is, Bob. When I'm talking about elite, I'm not talking about an English elite club. I'm talking about a European. And in the European competition world, Arsenal aren't elite. In your entire history, you've won one trophy.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. 1 second, Bob. Let me ask you a question then. 1 second. Let me ask. Sorry, Bob.
No. Bob's phone up. Let Bob speak. Go on, Bob.
Yeah. You're defining elite by winning the Champions League.
No, not necessarily. I'm talking about I'm talking about elite, as in when you've played in Europe with the big boys in any competition, you've won more than one trophy. And in the history of Arsenal Football Club, you've just won the Cup Winners' Cup. That was 28 years ago. That's not elite.
Okay, but let me ask you a question then, Andy. Let me ask you a question, right?
But why, Bob?
No, does elite ever run out then? Because you're telling me, like, once you've won it, even if you won it once, and you've been in the Championship, League One, you're still an elite football club?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
Go on, Bob.
Look, if I were to turn up at that dinner table you talked about earlier, and I stood up and said, by the way, my team has never lost a game in an entire season in the toughest league in Europe, that makes me unique, elite, surely, doesn't it?
Yeah, it puts you in the unique club, but not in the elite club.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm afraid that's semantics. Right? If you're unique, you're pretty much elite. Especially,
but here, the difference is, Bob. But the difference is yours is one country. Mine's every country in Europe.
Okay, we were 20 years consecutively in the Champions League without fail. There can't be many clubs in Europe that have done that. Okay, we didn't win it. We got to a final against Barcelona in Paris. Yeah, but 20 years consecutively.
Let me ask you this.
20 years consecutively in the Champions League, haven't you?
Okay, let me ask you this, Bob, right? Porto have won the Champions League twice. You've won it 0. Right? If you put Arsenal and Porto next to each other, and you had to put one, both, or none of them in the bucket marked elite, which one are you putting in?
Arsenal.
Well, absolutely. Yeah, I'd say Arsenal. On your definition, you're right. But I don't think there's one definition to elite. There's got to be more than one definition.
Yeah, I agree.
Thanks for your call, Bob. I'm talking European elite.
An elite player comes available on the market. He's got Porto and Arsenal. Where's he going? He's going to go to Arsenal before Porto.
Yeah, maybe he will.
Because Arsenal are an elite football club.
Arsenal are a bigger club.
They're an elite football club.
They're not, mate. You can't be elite if you've not won the biggest competition.
Yes, you can.
Right. If you took another sport, right? If you took another, let's say snooker, right? Or let's say tennis. Let's say tennis, right? Okay. Can you be an elite tennis player if you don't win a major?
Yeah. There's been a few out there that have been called elite tennis players.
If you don't win a major,
I've seen it before.
I don't think you can.
You can.
You can't be elite if you've not won a major.
You can.
You can't.
No, but a major.
Well, you haven't won a major.
Yeah, but you're talking about one competition. Arsenal won everything else. So they have.
You haven't won the Europa League.
Cup Winners' Cup, same thing, isn't it?
No, it's not the same thing.
Well, that was the Europa League.
Different. 03717223344. Talk elite to me.
talkSPORT. Game day. The goals are calling. Tomorrow.
Exclusive full match commentary of Southampton versus Manchester United.
Coverage from 11, kick-off 12:30
on talkSPORT.
Driver talkSPORT, me, Andy Goldstein, Darren Bent Ben Motorpoint. Find unbeatable price cars and vans all under warranty. We'll talk boxing in a moment. Just quickly, Newcastle have signed Sweden striker Alexander Isak from Real Sociedad in a deal understood to be worth about £60 million. Chelsea midfielder N'Golo Kante has been ruled out for at least 4 weeks with a hamstring injury, according to manager Thomas Tuchel. And ahead of Palace's trip to Man City tomorrow afternoon, Palace boss Patrick Vieira has said his team know what they need to do to get a result.
To get a result, or to perform or to win games against City, you need to be 9, 10 out of 10. Collectively, you need a collective performance. Everybody has to defend well, and I think Saint-Maximin did it quite good against City. So we need a team performance that will allow us to get the result against Manchester City.
I mean, just scoring more than the opposition usually gets you a result as well. Do you want to have a little moan?
No, I'm not going to moan.
Oh, fine, okay.
Because Arsenal are an elite football club. But I can give you several scenarios.
You can't.
But I can.
Well, hold on. Producer Joe, we've got time to argue. He says no. What a shame that is.
I'm listening to Joe.
Right, time now to look ahead to this Saturday's action in partnership with DAZN.
Big fight build-up on talkSPORT with DAZN pay-per-view. Watch KSI, 2 fights, 1 night, live this Saturday night. Download the DAZN app or visit DAZN.com to find out more.
Yeah, don't forget this Saturday, talkSPORT are bringing you live and exclusive radio commentary of KSI against Swarms from the O2 Arena. Earlier on in the week, we were lucky enough to catch up with my new best mate, KSI, or JJ, as I know him. He explained how his double header of fights will work.
Each fight is 3 rounds each. Okay. So I'm going to be fighting first on the card and then last on the card.
Can I ask a serious question, right? I know you won't. But let's just say you lost the first fight. I know you won't, but let's just say...
Yeah, okay.
What happens?
Well, then it's very awkward. Then it's extremely awkward. Yeah, and then I become a meme, everyone laughs, and then the co-main event becomes the main event. Simple as that.
Yeah.
But, no, that's not.
What's your aim? From where you are now, how old are you, JJ, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 29.
29, okay. So, you're still incredibly young. Is your aim in future years to continue into boxing, or is it to continue into YouTube and social media?
So my main goal when it comes to boxing is Jake Paul, to finish Jake Paul. After I finish Jake Paul, I think it's kind of just like, I'll decide what I want to do then. I might retire, hang up the gloves, or I might decide that I want to do a super fight with, someone like Conor McGregor or someone like that. But for me right now, my main goal is Jake Paul and Jake Paul only. And I'm going to be fighting, the people that I need to fight in order to get closer and closer to Jake Paul.
Now, on the back of that, one of my future best mates, Jake Paul, has posted on social media, "This can't be real." He's taken a screen grab of our interview. Annoyingly, Ben Foster's in the picture. It says, each fight is 3 rounds and he gets a 3-hour break in between. Ha, 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 ha. It's way easier than one 6-round fight. What do you make of the fact he's fighting twice of an evening, but he does have a break?
Do you know, when I first heard it, I thought, wow, that's going to take some doing. But when we spoke about it, and I think it was obviously No Tan Dan who come out of it, about Prize Fighter, they do the same thing. Yeah. Like, it's so tough. Like, they fight sometimes 3 times in one night, but it did make me laugh when he says about if he loses the first fight, then the second
What's
fight
he going to do?
just...
That's going to be strange. He cannot afford
Have
to
you got
lose
tickets for that because he's your boy, isn't he? He's your friend?
No, I'm out. I'm busy. But, he said next time. What's his text say? I'll read it later. That's KSI versus Swarms. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. this Saturday on talkSPORT 2 before switching over to talkSPORT at 9 p.m. Listen on air via your smart speaker or download the talkSPORT app for free. That was a look ahead to the weekend's action in partnership with DAZN. Download the DAZN app or visit DAZN.com.
Big fight build-up on talkSPORT with DAZN pay-per-view. Watch KSI, 2 fights, 1 night, live this Saturday night. Download the DAZN app or visit DAZN.com to find out more.
In the Elite World Snooker World Championships, is that the pinnacle?
Yes, the one.
Okay, which one?
All right.
Did Jimmy White ever win one of them?
No.
Is he an elite snooker player?
He won the World Amateur, so it's up to
No.
you.
No.
No, Dan. He
Jimmy
won the
White,
world title.
is he elite? Yes or no? But he didn't win the world championship.
According to my rules.
Look, honestly, Jimmy White, best mate, not elite. Pour that. Dan, you may continue.
Dan's in the shit. You right now, Dan?
I'm very
You
well.
support Brentford, don't you?
Yeah.
So we can't really talk football to you. You got some.
That's ridiculous. We beat you 4-0.
Do you? Oh, he's bit. Oh, go.
Jimmy's not going to be happy
Do you
with
think you need to be considered a European elite great? Do you think you need to have won the biggest competition in Europe?
No.
Okay, get on your facts. Press a button.
Quick fire facts on Drive at 5:45. Facts, not to be confused with the quick fire 5 at 4:45.
Bash. What you got for us, No Tan
Right,
Dan?
you ready?
Does No Tan Dan, does it catch on? Do your friends call you No Tan Dan?
No, don't want it to catch on, but I
Oh.
feel
Are
like
you
it's
on
starting to get there.
Instagram? Are you
I am
on
on
Instagram?
Instagram.
What's
yeah.
your Instagram?
Dan Kane 34.
It's a bit boring, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's 34?
Just a number.
Any reason for the?
No, just a number.
Any random number you've gone for?
Why is yours 05?
Because I needed 2 more digits to fill up the most amount of digits you could get, and 5's my lucky number, so I went 05.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't care.
No, do I? Go on, what you got?
Right. When you exercise, you actually exhale the fat that you use.
Bash. Oh, what? What?
If that's the case, I would breathe out a lot. Then.
When you exercise, you exhale fat.
Yeah. Burned fat metabolizes into carbon dioxide, energy, and water.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
It's a fact.
Come on, Dan.
No, it's a fact.
Fact.
No, fat.
It's a fact.
It's a fact.
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 Fat.
Fact.
With a T.
Fact.
Fat.
What?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Fact attack.
The average temperature of a beehive is the same as the human body. Bees flap their wings to regulate the temperature.
And it's a fact.
I like that.
All right.
Go on, Rafa.
Bit like Warren G, yeah?
Yeah.
You like
Who's
that? That reference there, Benny? You like that?
Yeah. Jimmy White like that as well.
The Lacoste crocodile logo was the first ever designed logo.
What's the name of the company?
Lacoste.
Okay. Was the what?
It was the first ever logo that was like designed by anyone.
Okay, like a symbol.
Yeah, like a symbol.
Oh, no. Like a logo. Hence
Yeah.
the word logo.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But that was the first ever logo designed.
Yeah.
Lacoste is crocodile.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fact. 1933.
All right. Do you know you can
Oh,
tell?
I like they got the year.
Do you know you can? What? So there was never a logo in the world before 1933.
No.
You've got that wrong.
No.
You've got that wrong.
Fact.
You've got that wrong.
Fact.
Fact.
When you say the words forwards and back, your lips go in the same direction as the word.
Forward. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Forward. See that? Forward. You like that, Benny? We all did that. Everyone in their car's done that. Good work.
It's estimated that there are 30 times more trees on Earth than there are stars in the Milky Way.
Bash. That's good. You got one more for us? Last one.
Last one. Gin and tonic originally was used to protect British soldiers from getting malaria at war and also to boost morale.
It's a happy one, isn't it? Happy one to go out on.
Yeah.
Dan's a fantastic man.
Yes, he is. Good work, Dan. When we come back, we're looking ahead to the 2 live games on the talkSPORT network as Southampton take on Man United and Brentford take on Everton. We'll be taking calls on them as well. So if I've just mentioned your team, pick up the phone and get involved. 03717 223344.
on DAB, online, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT, powered by fans.
Just an hour left of the show, but still lots to cram in. We've got EFL chat a bit later on with Ian Dante. He'll be joining us. Well, maybe if we can take more calls about elite clubs, we will. 03717223344. The end of show quiz, of course. We hand over to Jason Cundy a bit later on, and Jermaine Pennant. They take over from us at 7 with Game Day Countdown. But when we come back, we'll be talking about the two games you can hear live on the talkSPORT network this weekend as Southampton take on Manchester United. That's tomorrow's lunchtime kickoff. And we'll also be talking about Brentford against Everton. That's live and exclusive on talkSPORT too. We don't usually take calls on the games we're talking about that live on talkSPORT. We are this season. So Southampton, Man United, Brentford and Everton fans, pick up the phone now, talk about your side. 03717223344. I think this is a massive game for Everton as well. 03717223344. Kane Reeves gives us sport news in a moment. First with the news. Kate Partridge.
Thank you, Andy. The PM says all's well with Macron after Truss gaffe.
And England declare at Old Trafford.
talkSPORT.
But first, money-saving expert Martin Lewis has told Times Radio that without government intervention, rising energy prices mean people will die. Average annual bills will hit £3,500 in October. Lewis says the only thing that can now help the most vulnerable and many on lower and middle incomes is government intervention.
I am now praying and pleading and begging with Liz Truss or Rishi Sunak on the day you get into office. You need to give people firm plans and some peace of mind about this.
Police on Merseyside have arrested a 36-year-old man on suspicion of murdering 9-year-old Olivia Pratt-Corbell. She was killed on Monday when a gunman entered her house chasing another man. Jurors have been sent home for the weekend in the trial of Ryan Giggs. He denies coercive control as well as assaulting his former partner and her sister. The jury's been told to work to a unanimous decision. And Emmanuel Macron says Britain is a friendly country regardless of its leaders, sometimes in spite of its leaders. The French president has been speaking after Tory leadership candidate Liz Truss said the jury's out on whether President Macron was a friend or foe, while Boris Johnson says all's well between Britain and France.
Emmanuel Macron est un très bon buddy de notre pays. The relations between the UK and France are of huge importance. They've been very good for a long time.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. As our business continues to grow, we are looking for experienced MOT testers to join our team. Just text apply to 60060 or visit quickfit.com/careers.
Rain or showers in the west, dry and fine elsewhere, and dry for many tonight, though chilly in the north and west.
talkSPORT Sports Update with EE. Don't miss any of the match. Connect 100 devices in your home with EE's full fibre broadband, powered by BT.
Eddie Howe says Newcastle's decision to sign Alexander Isak for a club record fee was influenced by another injury to Callum Wilson.
Naturally, with Callum's injury, which we don't believe to be serious, by the way, we're hopeful that Callum will only be out for a couple of weeks. But naturally, I think we reacted slightly off of that in terms of we were always looking for an attacking player, but it changed our focus maybe slightly on the type. But we're delighted to sign Alex, who will be a big player for us.
The Swedish international has joined from Real Sociedad for over £60 million. Thomas Tuchel won't be in the dugout for Chelsea's game against Leicester tomorrow. He's failed in his attempt to appeal his ban for that little scuffle with Antonio Conte. Tuchel still hasn't let it go.
We both got a red card. A player pulled another player by its hair 2 minutes earlier. He can play on, he's not banned. And for a firm handshake at the end of the match, one coach is banned. This is very hard to accept, but I have to accept it.
Casemiro looks set to make his Manchester United debut live on talkSPORT tomorrow.
He did all the training sessions. He trained first individual, and the last days he trained with the team. Yeah.
Erik ten Hag says their new signing is fit and ready to play against Southampton in our 12:30 game day kick-off. And South Africa are looking to reduce a 264-run lead England declared on. They finished 415 for 9 in their first innings in front of John Norman, watching for talkSPORT.
Yeah, Niall, perfect couple of days for England, or it certainly will be if they can pick up a wicket with the final 5 overs remaining to them today. Ben Stokes chopping and changing things around. Jimmy Anderson given just 2 overs with the new ball. He's been replaced by Jack Leach. Robinson at the other. Not be long before we see at least 1, maybe 2 overs from Stuart Broad. Earlier today, twin centuries from the light. Big shout for leg before wicket with the opener, Evere. offering no stroke to a ball that just clipped the top of his pad. I'm not sure they're going to review. They've already lost one. But yeah, earlier today, Ben Stokes and Ben Foakes, between them, putting a partnership for the 6th wicket of 167, both going past 100. And as I say, the shadows lengthen here. A perfect day for England, who still lead by 252 in reply in second innings. South Africa, 12 without loss.
A reminder to join us for Southampton against Manchester United on game day tomorrow. It's a 12:30 kickoff here on talkSPORT.
On DAB, on AM, on the app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT Drive.
Get into gear for a new drive home.
To the motorway of sport.
talkSPORT Drive.
Welcome back to the last hour drive time on talkSPORT with me, Andy Goldstein, and of course it's Darren here, by the way, Darren Bent. Still to come on the show. We're going to look ahead to all of this weekend's EFL action. Now, though, it's time to talk game day. Of course, it returns to talkSPORT tomorrow.
And Rashford is running through, one-on-one with Alisson. He shoots into the net and scores his first goal since January.
If teams want to achieve something special, then is that the way of life you have to act?
I think they played with personality. That was the big thing.
Much improved Manchester United performance. Massive 3 points before they go to Southampton live on talkSPORT.
Southampton have turned it around. Leicester 1, Southampton 2, and it's a second goal for Shea Adams.
This is not a coincidence. This is something, hard work is there in the background done this week.
I think for Southampton, when we talk about them, their problem is going to be goals.
Ward-Prowse who curls it right-footed. Oh, it's absolutely special.
Brilliant goal from Jadon Sancho. Wonderful Manchester United moment.
Yes, of course, game day returns tomorrow on talkSPORT. In a moment, we'll talk Brentford-Everton. That one's live and exclusive to talkSPORT 2 tomorrow at 3 p.m. But we're going to concentrate on Southampton against Man United. That one's live and exclusive right here on talkSPORT from 12:30. Now, usually in years gone by, or years for us, when we talk about the games that are live on talkSPORT, we don't really have time to take calls. But we've moved stuff about this season. So when we talk about the game, you, the football fan, more importantly, can talk about your side. So if you want to talk Southampton, Man United, Brentford or Everton, pick up the phone now, 03717223344. Let's start off by talking about that lunchtime kickoff, 12:30, Southampton take on Man United. Southampton currently 11th in the Premier League. We know about United there up to 14th. That sounds even wrong talking about that. What have you made of Southampton's start to the season? They've had 3 games, of course, drawn 1, lost 1 and won 1 as well.
Very patchy. I watched them against Leicester. Before that, you've got to say, great fighting spirit against Leeds the week before, coming back from 2-0 down.
With just 20 minutes left as well.
Exactly, yeah. The substitutions made a real impact, you'd have to say.
Spurs game, what happened there?
This got battered 4-1. Absolutely battered. It's one of them things in it. But obviously, Siko Mara coming on in that game against Leeds made a real difference. Shea Adams, I think for me, he's the X factor. Shea Adams. I think if he can stay fit, I think he can score goals. I watched him come on against Leicester. Scored 2 good goals. The first one, real poacher's goal, kind of, it came back to him and he good side foot finish, and maybe defensively they could have done better, but good finish. The second one was all Shea Adams. Great cross into the box, I think, from Ward-Prowse.
You like him, you talk about him a lot.
I do like him. Held the defender off, a kind of scissor kick volley, great finish. I just think he gives them such an outlet. I mean, he's been linked away from the club, but if I was Southampton, I'd be trying to hold on to him, because you look at what they've got, certainly in attacking areas, you'd go, right, you've got Shea Adams, okay, you've got Adam Armstrong, not quite cut the mustard yet, and a new CEA's okay, obviously Siko Mara, Theo Walcott's still there, but no, I like Shea Adams. I would try and build my kind of attack around him, because I think he's got a lot.
There aren't that many teams for my money like Southampton in the league where I don't really know what their expectations are. They've got a manager that's 3 games away from, this is your line, not mine, I'm not stealing it, but you're right, he's 3 games away from either getting the sack or getting a much bigger job.
Yeah.
So when Southampton fans, right, at the beginning of the season, they're, mid-table now. That would be an unbelievable finish for Southampton, 11th, if they stayed there?
Yeah, where they stayed now, it's not unbelievable, but I think...
Do you not think so? With the amount of sides now?
Yeah, listen, I think they want a more comfortable finish than they had last season, put it that way. But
yeah, okay.
Mid-table for Southampton Football Club, yeah, you'd say, okay, it's been a good season, it's been a positive season. But when you look at some of the players that they've had over the last few years, they've gone to that club and left that club, or the ones that have come through the academy, it's scary.
You could build one of the best teams ever, couldn't you? You really could.
Honestly.
Bale, Van Dijk, Walcott sticking in there.
Yeah, there's so many that have come through there. Graziano Pella, when he was there for a little bit. But no, for Ralph Hasenhüttl, I'm a big fan of his.
Are you?
I'm a fan of his, yeah.
Are you really?
I am, because I know at times he struggled at Southampton. But at least when I watch his teams, I know exactly what they're trying to do. Do you know what I mean? It's not like he's not just throwing it together and going, I hope that something good happens. I think there's a clear plan on what he's trying to do at Southampton. It's just at times he hasn't got the personnel to do it. But I think they'll be all right this season, Southampton.
Okay, let's talk about their opponents. Man United manager Erik ten Hag has been speaking to the media ahead of his side's game away at Southampton tomorrow. As I mentioned, it's live and exclusive on talkSPORT 12:30. He said he expects Southampton to be a similar challenge to Brentford.
Really curious. Did we learn the lesson from Brentford? Because this will be more or less the same approach. It's about transition, it's about running, it's about battling and fighting, and then we have to make it our game. So it's a real challenge for us to do that.
A win for Man United and results go their way, they'll only be 3 points off the top.
Until 5:30.
Okay, yeah. Listen, we talked about Casemiro before. Do you expect him to start? I expect him to play some part of that game. I'd love to see him start. Do you expect him to?
Yeah, and even the position that he plays. Like, I know if maybe unless you're winning 1-0 and it's tight, then you throw him on, but just put him from the start, man.
Yeah.
Let him play.
Alongside who?
Eriksen and Fernandes. I'd let them two just go. I'd let him just kind of sit in front of that back four. But
what sort of performance can we expect from United? Because against Liverpool, their high press was ridiculous.
I think it'd be the same, but
do you?
It'd be interesting to see how Southampton defend, because if they make it quite tight, quite narrow,
United struggle against a side like that.
Can you kind of prod and get little avenues, little patterns of play? Can you go through the press? But of course, Southampton as well. Good win against Leicester. They'll still sense a little bit of vulnerability around Manchester United, and again, this will be a nice test actually.
It will be a test for United.
When I say test, you look at someone like Martinez, not the biggest, up against Shea Adams. Because if I'm Shea Adams, as strong as he is, powerful, I'm attaching myself to him.
So you expect him to play, yeah?
Shea Adams?
Yeah. No.
Oh,
Martinez.
yeah, I expect it to be the same.
So it's the same lineup for United?
Yeah, Martinez and Varane to be centre-halves. But what I'm saying is, from a Southampton perspective, if you're Shea Adams and you're looking at what Ivan Toney did, Brian and Bremo against that centre-half, I would, if I'm Ralph Hasenhüttl, I'm saying to Shea Adams, every time you get it, attach yourself to him. Pin him, hold him, out-jump him, play on him. Stay away from Varane. Yeah. Because I think they'll get joy from that.
Okay. Ronaldo, you think will be on the bench?
Yeah, he can't go straight back into the team. Everyone played well.
Yeah. Okay. Luke Shaw, you don't think will start?
Nope. I don't know.
So it will be the same.
Well, it should be. You look at what they've done, how they've played.
Yeah.
I think that every single one of them players that played against Liverpool deserves an opportunity to start against Southampton.
Okay. At the moment, you and I have spoken about this. At the moment, you don't think United will get top four, right?
No, I don't.
If you see the same performance, I know it's early, if you see the same performance from United that you saw against Liverpool, the high press, the high tempo, will you change your mind if United win the game comfortably?
No.
You just don't think
I just don't think Arsenal will this, no.
You don't think?
No.
Because you're an Arsenal fan?
No, not because I'm an Arsenal fan, but I just think I've watched a lot of teams this season that are better than Manchester United.
Okay. That game kicks off our game day on talkSPORT. It's live on talkSPORT, actually, 12:30 at Southampton against Man United. We'll take calls on it in just a moment. Darren Bent, what will the score be?
I'm going to say 2-2.
Well, you honestly think that will be... Look at your smile as well.
2-2.
You think that will be,
yeah?
Yeah. If you're going to have a bet, that's where your money is going.
I want 2-2, yeah.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think we'll win that 3-1.
I'm sure you said the same thing about Brentford, and we know that end.
Yeah, I did say that.
4-0.
That's what I think.
No, 2-2, I think.
Southampton fans...
1. And then UC, the other.
Southampton fans, Man United fans, phone up now. I want to get your view on that one, 03717223344. When we come back, we'll take your calls on that. And we'll also talk about the other game that's live and exclusive on the talkSPORT network. On talkSPORT 2 tomorrow at 3 o'clock, live commentary of Brentford against Everton. That's where we're going next on Drive on talkSPORT.
Traffic and travel on talkSPORT with Swinton Van Insurance. Your van means a lot to you, which is why we have a dedicated team to help you get the right cover. Swinton Van Insurance.
In the West Midlands, 2 lanes are shut on the M5 northbound for recovery work after a breakdown between junction 1 at West Bromwich and the M6 turn-off. In Leicestershire, delays on the M1 southbound. That's partly blocked after a collision involving 3 cars just before Leicester Forest East. That's between junctions 22 and 21. And in Hertfordshire, the M25 clockwise is partly blocked. The barrier repairs just after junction 24 for Potters Bar. I'm Adam Moore.
talkSPORT.
Idolised by generations.
Oh, it's got in!
Saturday afternoon, live Championship football.
talkSPORT 2.
Sunderland versus Norwich.
Coverage from 12. Kick-off 12:30.
On talkSPORT 2.
Powered by fans.
A chance for Ivan Toney from the penalty spot. Steps up. Pickford doesn't even move. It's into the bottom left-hand corner.
Pulls it back to Buemo. Brilliant goal for Brentford. They lead by 2-0.
This would be a very difficult game. Every single game we need to fight so hard to get a point.
Damari Gray inside the area. Angles tight. Drives it in. What a goal, Damari Gray. I thought he'd run out of room.
Iwobi's showing for him. Wins it. Lays it back. Gordon with a strike. It's there.
What we can do is work every day, try and improve the squad, try and improve the players that we've got here, try and be a better coach and see where it gets us to.
It's your drive on talkSPORT. You listen to me, Andy Goldstein, Darren Bent alongside always new tops on. Before the break, we were talking about Southampton against Man United. That's live and exclusive on talkSPORT tomorrow, the lunchtime kick-off at 12:30. Let's turn our attentions now to a game you can hear live and exclusive on talkSPORT 2 tomorrow at 3 o'clock as Brentford entertain Everton. Now, we can hear from the Everton boss, Frank Lampard. He's been speaking about his side's form in front of goal. No, we haven't. We haven't got that. We'll talk about that in just a moment. In fact, I'll ask you that question, then we'll hear from Frank Bendy. What have you made of Everton and their form or lack of it in front of goal? They have 3 games, not won a game yet. Why is that?
Yeah, it's a bit of a conundrum for Frank Lampard. No centre forward, but I know they've got Rondon, but not quite lived up to expectation. Dominic Calvert-Lewin being out, so they're having to rely. Obviously, Richarlison leaving as well. They're having to rely on Anthony Gordon to step up. Damari Gray, who I'm a big fan of, great goal. Mm-hmm. He scored in the game against Nottingham Forest. I mean, it was a bit lacklustre defending, but great goal. But they need a goal scorer. I think Neil Maupay. I think he's about to sign, isn't he? I think he's doing a medical. I think that'll be a good signing. Is he the centre forward that they need? Someone who's going to get the goals? I'm not quite sure, but time will tell. But they've just been really stodgy.
Stodgy's a great word to describe Everton.
Yeah, a little bit stodgy. Got done well to a point against Chelsea. Ultimately ended up getting beat.
Yeah.
The Aston Villa game, they started playing once they were 2-0 down. 2-0 down, then they really started having to go. Last 10-15 minutes, they're pressing up the pitch, trying to make things happen. Onana come on. I know he made the mistake for the goal by giving it away, but then he made the goal. They were pushing forward, causing Villa chances, but it was too little too late. And then against Forest, they're at home. They let Forest go in front. Brennan Johnson, nice finish to be fair. But then they get themselves back in it. Straight ball, Damari Gray. So very stodgy, but I do think they do miss that focal point because now what teams are doing is they're understanding that there's no centre forward up there and they're just squeezing them. At least when you've got someone like Dominic Calvert-Lewin, you can go a little bit more direct.
Of course.
Just beat the press. You go, you know what, we're not going to take any risks. Go a bit more direct and then we'll pick up the second balls in their half. They haven't got the option.
We can hear now from Frank. This is him talking about his side's form in front of goal.
Lack of firepower is something we're well aware of, and it will be very difficult in this Premier League to win games because even if you're in control of game, even if your stats say 19 shots, if you don't take those chances, it's very hard to keep control of a game for 90 minutes. And that's what happened against Forest. We were in good control. Only our individual mistakes would have given them a goal. And then they score because as the game goes on, that's Premier League football. So we're working very hard to address that, and we have to.
We'll talk Brentford in a moment. I think this is a real tough game for Everton. Brentford have been a little bit inconsistent. We won't talk about their 4-0 win over Manchester United.
Yeah, what Brentford have got, though, are players that can hurt you.
Well, we saw that in the Man United game, right?
Quite badly.
From any part of the pitch, from breaking, from defending a corner or having a free kick or whatever.
They've got two absolute monsters up front as well. You've got Brian and Bromo, who doesn't really get the credit he deserves, runs, works hard, he's quick, he's powerful. I mean, as I said, you've got Ivan Toney, who just goes from strength to strength. Monster, unbelievable in the air, good finisher, good touch, works incredibly hard for the team. At times, unplayable. You can't get. He doesn't mind the physical fight. He can come off. He can hurt you by dropping into pockets. It's going to be a tough game.
Real tough game for Everton. Yeah, they're currently 17th in the Premier League. Can you see them getting their first win of the season tomorrow?
I don't know. I think Brentford have got at home. I think Brentford have got too much for Everton. I think they can hurt Brentford. And as I said, because it's Thomas Frank's such an intelligent coach as well, he'll figure out a way to get something against Everton. Their weaknesses. As I said, it wouldn't surprise me if they squeeze right up the pitch because they know Everton can't get out. But as I said, I just fear how will Everton be able to stop Brentford going forward.
Yeah.
They made two good signings, Connor Cody and Tarkowski. But as I said, them two strikers for Brentford.
I mean, they're going to need them tomorrow. Let's talk about Brentford because they got off to the season. I think they drew 2-2 with Leicester, which on the opening day you thought that's a good result. But now you've seen what Leicester are about this season. They're in the bottom three, I think. And you're thinking, okay, was it a good result? We know about Man United, and we saw
they were 2 down in that game against Leicester. By the way, they came back.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And the game against Fulham where they got beat by the odd goal 3-2. That was a strange one as well.
That was the one that shocked me. I know they had a couple ruled out as well for offside, but that was the one that shocked me because after the Man United result, I thought Fulham away, London derby, I fancied them. I thought they'd go there and get something. But fair play to Fulham, played really well. Mitrovic with that winning header. Gosh, what header.
Proper striker's header.
Proper striker's header.
Rose above the defender, it's great.
But I have no fear or doubts whatsoever when it comes to Brentford this season. They will comfortably...
Top 10?
I think they can get top 10 quite comfortably.
I think they can as well.
They've got something good down there.
They have.
They're difficult to play.
I like the manager as well.
You've got to match their intensity because they run an awful lot as well. I
think they're fearless as well.
They are fearless. But as I said, they've got players in their squad that can hurt you.
Okay. That game, as I mentioned, live and exclusive on talkSPORT 2 tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Brentford against Everton. Bentley, what will the score be?
2-0 Brentford.
Yeah, I see. Similar. I
see.
You don't think Everton will score?
No.
Okay. We'll take calls on all of the above. In fact, I've got a couple of Man United fans holding on. So if you want to join them, you can. Southampton, Brentford and Everton fans, pick up the phone now, 03717 223344. We'll go to the phone lines in a moment. First, let's head to Old Trafford again. It's stumps between England and South Africa. John Norman has been watching for talkSPORT.
Yeah, great day for England. Stumps here at Old Trafford, as you say, Andy. And while South Africa's openers walk off unbeaten, 23 without loss, it's been England's day. They started it on top, 111 for 3, so 40 in arrears. And by the lunch break, they'd gone past South Africa. Not without a scare or two. Bairstow and Crawley both dismissed by Nortje bowling in excess of 94 miles an hour. Those 2 wickets falling within 7 deliveries to raise fears that we were going to see what we saw at Lords when Nortje ripped through the middle order. Wasn't to be, though. England survived the middle session through Stokes and Folkes, who both went past 100. Stokes was out for 103, but Folkes was unbeaten at the end when Ben Stokes called in his side. England declaring 415 for 9. It gave them 9 overs to bowl at South Africa. Both openers getting through that unscathed. But England's lead is a handsome one. 241 and 3 full days to go. South Africa will do well to take this into day 4. So a perfect day, nigh on for England, has ended with South Africa going in at stumps, 23 without loss.
Perfect as always from John Norman. Let's go to the phone line, shall we? 03717 223344. Lee's a Manchester United fan. Lee, good evening to you. Lee, are you there? Lee, can you hear me? Nope. Let's go to Cookie. What a great name.
Great name.
Hello, Cookie.
Hi, boys. How are you doing?
Yeah. Are you called Cookie because your last name's Cook?
My surname's Cook, Andy, so everyone calls me Cookie.
Right. That's what I was going to ask.
Okay. Darren, I'd like to ask you a couple of questions. Who's your top 4 for this season?
Man City.
Yep.
Liverpool.
How?
Because I just think Liverpool are a good team. Eventually they'll get it right.
Fine. Yeah, go on. Liverpool.
Arsenal.
Obviously.
Spurs.
Okay. How are you not putting Man United in that top 4?
Because I'm basing it on what I've seen this season. I know you had that result against Liverpool.
We've just beaten Liverpool, so surely what you're basing it on in 3 games, we should finish above Liverpool.
Not really, no, because I've
what signings have Liverpool made this season? What squad have they got? They've lost Mane.
Yeah, but they've got Darwin Núñez. I've also seen you guys get absolutely smashed by Brentford, 4-0.
Yeah, well, I mean, you also saw Liverpool get smashed by us last week.
But 2-1's not a smashing, but Liverpool dominated possession as well.
It was,
but they also dominated possession. They've also dominated possession.
Yeah, well, have you seen our squad now? And we've just Casemiro. Wow, can't wait to see him play for us. And then we've probably got Anthony coming over and probably another. It's going to be about a squad this season with the World Cup involved. I don't see Liverpool having done that much. Arsenal have started very well, I must admit, and with two great signings from Man City. But I don't understand. I love hearing you talk, and I agree with a lot of what you say, but not Man United, not in the top four.
Who do you think the top four will be?
I think City will win the league because they've got a massive, good squad.
Okay.
I think we'll finish in the top four. Arsenal and I don't know, maybe Tottenham or maybe Newcastle, actually. I'd like to see Newcastle do well.
You're not putting Chelsea or Liverpool in it?
I won't put Liverpool in anything, to be honest.
I know, but listen, when we talk football, you've got to be honest, right?
I remember they've got players coming back.
I know you despise Liverpool. I totally understand that. But do you think, take that away for a moment, do you if you had to have a bet on it, right? So there was your mortgage was on it, surely you wouldn't leave Liverpool out, would you?
Probably not, if I'm honest.
Okay, so I'll ask the question again. Who do you think will be in the top four?
Okay, so City, United, Liverpool, and I would say either Tottenham or Arsenal.
Okay. All right.
There's no way Man United are finishing above Arsenal. I'll say that right now.
Oh, I think that's impossible to say, Benny.
No, but listen, it's not happening.
Oh, mate.
We've looked more impressive than you, right?
We've got you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I hate that game as well.
We'll beat you. I'm confident.
I'm hoping by then, obviously, Arsenal win at the weekend. So that's 12 points.
Yeah.
Villa in the week. Might be 15.
Right. You're making such a mistake.
Back-to-back home games. No, but listen, the Villa game is always tough, even when I was at Villa.
Do you think you'll beat us?
United?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you? If we've got Anthony and Casemiro.
Okay, ifs and buts and maybes.
I know, but do you think that?
As the squad stands right now, yeah.
No, if those two come in.
No, it's not about ifs, because if we bring in...
Well, you just gave me two ifs if you win the next two games.
Well, okay, on the squad right now, I think we win.
Okay, we're taking more of your calls in just a moment. 03717 223344. We've been talking about the two live games you can hear across the talkSPORT network this weekend. Tomorrow live on exclusive on talkSPORT 2 at 3 o'clock. Brentford take on Everton, and we kick off game day tomorrow lunchtime at 12:30 here on talkSPORT, live and exclusive as Southampton take on Manchester United. Drive on talkSPORT. Me, Andy Goldstein, Darren Bent alongside. Following us at 7, Jason Cundy brings you Game Day Countdown tonight. The Fun Boys got former Liverpool midfielder Jermaine Pennant alongside him. Don't forget, Game Day returns to the talkSPORT network. We're bringing you 2 more live and exclusive Premier League commentaries from 11. First up, it's Southampton. They host Manchester United at 12:30 before heading over to talkSPORT 2 at 3 o'clock for Brentford against Everton. Still to come on Drive, we'll park real football for a moment. We'll talk EFL with Ian Danter. I'm just joking. Kane Reeves has got sports news for us in a sec. First with the news is Kate Partridge.
Boris Johnson says the government will announce further support next month for households struggling with the surge in energy prices. Opposition politicians and campaigners are urging the government to intervene now to prevent millions plunging into poverty. Police investigating the shooting of Olivia Pratt-Corbell have released an image of the car believed to have taken the intended target to hospital. The 9-year-old girl was killed at her home in Liverpool on Monday. A 36-year-old man's been arrested on suspicion of murder. And the US Justice Department has released a heavily redacted document which convinced a judge to issue a warrant for the search of Donald Trump's home. The new papers reveal boxes taken from Mar-a-Lago earlier this year contained lots of classified information.
talkSPORT sports headlines with Bostik, a leading brand in flooring for over 130 years. For high-performance flooring adhesives and smoothing compounds you can rely on, trust Bostik.
England have a 241-run lead against South Africa at the end of day 2 of the second test at Old Trafford. The hosts declared on 415 for 9, with Ben Stokes and Ben Foakes both hitting centuries. South Africa will resume on 23 for none tomorrow morning. Eddie Howe says Newcastle's decision to sign Alexander Isak for a club record fee was influenced by another injury to Callum Wilson. The Swedish international has joined from Real Sociedad for over £60 million. Cardiff City have lost their appeal against a ruling by FIFA to pay the first instalment of Emiliano Sala's £15 million transfer fee to Nantes. Argentina striker Salah died in a plane crash over the English Channel in 2019. Cardiff need to pay the French side £5 million. And Tyson Fury's instructed his promoters to inform the WBC that he intends to continue boxing. He holds the heavyweight belt in that division, but has recently suggested his plans to retire from the sport. It's anticipated that Fury will face Alexander Usyk in a unification bout. A reminder to have the free talkSPORT app downloaded for Game Day, featuring Southampton against Manchester United tomorrow. It's a 12:30 kickoff here on talkSPORT.
After 3 years, the nightmare returns to the YouTube boxing scene. KSI takes on 2 fights in one night, live at London's O2 Arena. And you can hear all the action live on talkSPORT and talkSPORT 2.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy KSI. Be sure to tune in, 7 p.m, talkSPORT 2.
Tomorrow night, hear KSI take on Swarms on talkSPORT 2.
And then 9 p.m,
KSI versus Luis Pineda, live
on talkSPORT. Somebody's going down.
KSI, 2 fights, one night, tomorrow night from 7, exclusively on talkSPORT and talkSPORT 2.
Let's do it.
Work it, make it, do it. Makes us harder, better, faster, stronger.
That don't kill me, can only make me stronger. I need you to hurry up now, cause I can't wait much longer. I know I got to be right now, cause I can't.
This is Drive on talkSPORT, man. I go seeing DB Sneaker Freak Darren Bent alongside. You like this?
Yeah, of course, a bit of Kanye, Stronger.
If you're going to go home tonight, right, and you thought, I'm going to have a nice Italian, right? Yeah. Cook a nice Italian. Put some candles up, and then I'm going to get a record out and dim the lights and put a record on. Some red wine. Do you drink red wine?
No.
Right. Why?
Because I like it.
Okay. What do you like? Tizer. You like Tizer, don't you? Iron brew.
Tizer. We had the conversation about that.
What would you drink if it was going to be like a nice romantic meal? What would you have?
I have no idea.
What do you mean you've no idea? Everyone knows the answer to that question. What would you have?
I don't know. I'm not really a big...
What drink do you like? You like alcohol, right?
Brandy and Coke.
Right, okay, you're going to have a nice little brandy and Coke. You go to the record player, you put a record, what are you going to listen to?
That's just a ridiculous question. I'd have no idea.
All right, you put your Sonos on and you listen to Spotify.
I don't know. I don't listen to just one track, I don't know. I'd have to sit down and have a good think about it. Thank you.
Glad we had that conversation.
Me too.
Can't believe you're in a mood when you've got a free top on. Right,
time now. Top?
Huh? Exactly, where is my top? Time now for this. Yes, this is Andy Goldstein's Driving You Around the Trend, where I take you on a little tour of all the viral content across the talkSPORT network on the talkSPORT Edge app, which of course you can download for free from your app provider. You can take a little look. I struggle with the word little. Say little for me.
Little.
Little. A little look at some of the interesting facts about Marcus Rashford's comeback. Marcus Rashford is looking to score in consecutive Premier League appearances for the first time since January, when he netted against West Ham and Brentford both times.
I remember the Brentford finish. That was lovely, high into the roof of the net. Good fit.
Listen, I absolutely love Marcus Rashford.
Yeah, you at one stage you said he could be one of the best players on the planet.
Sometimes you quote me, and I don't think I ever said that.
I'm telling you now, you said that.
Yeah, you said Nicolas Pepe is going to be better than
You
Dennis
said he was
Bergkamp.
the better Neymar at one stage.
No, I never said that.
Yeah, Ryan, didn't he? Look, thank you.
Ryan doesn't even know what day of the week it is.
We can find it.
Ryan, what day of the week is it? See,
Rashford
just said
better
Tuesday.
than Neymar.
You just misquote me. You said Pepe is going to be the greatest Arsenal player ever. Yeah?
No. Them guys heard you about.
Marcus Rashford, can he get back in the England squad?
If he puts in that level of performance, and
he can.
I think consistency. If he does that, then there's no reason why not. Because you start looking at the competition that's in and around him. There's no one really that's kind of. I mean, Saka's doing well, yeah, but you look at Jared Bowen, not really great. Mason Mount, still a little bit in between. So. Maybe there's a chance.
Don't forget Paddy Power on talkSPORT. Edge are giving you the fans a £5 free bet when you bet £5 with Paddy Power on the app. So download the talkSPORT Edge app now. Get your free £5 bet. That's thanks to Paddy Power. Terms and conditions apply. Team Plus BeGambleAware.org. Time to turn our attention now to EFL football. And when we talk EFL, there's only one man on the planet that we can afford. And that is, of course, Ian Dante, who joins us now. Dance, good evening to you.
Yeah, nice to talk about real football.
I know, Dan. He's very rude, isn't he, Dan?
We're parking Premier League
he's a
football.
bully. He's school bully, isn't he, eh? When he starts all this, it's brilliant.
No, don't take it personally, Dan.
Well, I do.
Don't take it personally. But, we'll park proper football. We'll talk Premier League a bit later on. But we'll talk lower league.
Honestly.
Weren't Man United relegated in 1974?
Yeah. We wouldn't
moving on.
We wouldn't talk about them. Don't bite. You're better than that. All right.
Oh, I'm not biting. Don't worry.
I thought you were going to say I'm not better than that. Right. Listen. There's been. I'll tell you where we should start. Actually, I want to talk about Sunderland. We're having a chat about Sunderland in our pre-show meeting. And I think who was it? Was it Ryan that was saying that he fancies? It might be Dan, but either way, fancies him to go. Back. I was going to say back up again, but back-to-back promotions. Is it too early to talk about that?
Well, Sunderland's the big story today.
He's got no manager.
Yes, that's a very good point. He's gone,
because
hasn't he?
Alex Neil he took training this morning. Then he's driven down, as we understand it, to Stoke this afternoon, who did interview him before Michael O'Neill got the job in 2019. Looks like there's every chance he's going to be introduced to the Stoke fans before they play Blackburn or tomorrow. He might be at Ewood Park to watch that game.
Why has he done that? No disrespect to Stoke, but is it just a case of it's closer to where he lives?
There's all sorts of conjecture about this. Nothing's been said officially about why. There's probably 2 or 3 aspects to this. There might be a geographical aspect to this. Having coached at Preston, he might want to be sort of Staffordshire and Lancashire. It's a bit closer. I don't know whether there's any family considerations that he's got. As I say, he did interview for the job in 2019 when Michael O'Neill got it, and he obviously impressed the Stoke board then, so I don't know whether he feels there's unfinished business. And is there anything in terms of his relationship with the Sunderland board, Mr. Louis Dreyfus, and those in charge at the Stadium of Light, that's cooled and has made it an easier decision for him? Does he feel he's been backed? It seems like he's been backed in the summer transfer market when you look at the arrival of players like, Jack Clark and Ellis Sims coming in on loan. And Adrian Durham's the one that said that there's no reason why Sunderland can't go through the divisions and get to the Premier League. But this is a blow. Sunderland have got to start all over again. God, never a dull moment in the North East, as Graham Courtney always says.
Dan, I did hear something about that. Was he, when he was at Sunderland, Alex Neil, it was a 12-month rolling contract?
That's right. So, there's lots of managers that have that, aren't there, Benty? So, you're always a year away from a payoff, I suppose, or a day away from getting a year's worth of money if if you're sacked. But obviously, if he's quit, then Sunderland don't owe him anything.
I still don't understand how managers can quit and players can't.
Oh, God, blimey, that's a 3-hour show on itself.
It's weird, though, isn't it?
But you've just been talking about agents' fees and transfers and the wheels within wheels that go on there. It's just as complicated, I'm quite sure. But what happens normally in these cases is people look at the Football Managers Association and start poking them with sticks and going, there you see, boots on the other foot. Now, what are you going to say about this? What are you going to say about this? And it just becomes so unedifying. It's not needed. We'll just have to see what happens in the cold light of day and whether Alex Neil actually gives reasons if everything is rubber stamped and he gets to go to Stoke City, who are not in a stronger position as Sunderland, you would say. They've sort of become a bit marooned since relegation back to the Championship. You might remember they were favourites when they came back down and only finished, God, was it 14th in their first season back? It was really disappointing. So, Stoke City are a club that they certainly need a bit of impetus. They need something going on there because it's not right. Is Alex Neil the man to provide that?
Time will tell, I guess. Dan, obviously I want to talk a little bit about Watford. Been in the news a lot this week about potentially losing all three of their kind of superstars. Emmanuel Dennis, we know, is already gone. I think João Pedro was close to going to Newcastle, but that doesn't seem to be happening. And Ismail Assar, I thought, was done. I mean, how would it kind of affect their preparations going into the QPR game?
Oh, it can't help. I mean, Rob Edwards must be, he just wants some certainty. And as we've said before on this slot, he would have expected at least one of those three, Dennis, Sarr, Pedro, would have been sold in the summer window. What he doesn't want is a lot of uncertainty rattling its way all the way through to the end of next week and the closure of the window. In the midst of all this, it's no wins in 3 for Watford, and they lost to Milton Keynes in the EFL Cup in midweek. So they've got a game against QPR, who themselves are not in great form. They haven't won in 4 QPR, so they'll meet at the Vic tomorrow. But yeah, this is something that Rob Edwards could well do without at this moment, Darren. He just needs. Maybe he'll know that if there's funds coming in that he can spend it before the window shuts, but you just never know with the Pozzo family what their MO actually is.
Absolutely. And another obviously game I want to talk about is Middlesbrough versus Swansea. Yep. Now Middlesbrough, I mean, they've got off to an absolute horrendous start, yet to win this season. And when I looked at some of the players that they brought in, I thought Middlesbrough maybe one of the dark forces maybe to make the playoffs, I thought, with some of the ones they brought in, but they've been way off it.
Oh, we all said it, that because of the, from last season into this, the way that Chris Wilder got them so close and they had that lovely cut run. They beat Spurs at the Riverside. The players they brought in, Alex Mowat's coming on loan from West Bromwich Albion, Marcus Force up front. They've just got Matt Clark in from Brighton for, a couple of £1 million, I think. And he wasn't playing at Brighton, so he'll be motivated to do something. But yeah, no wins at this point is very, very odd. Very, very odd.
Dan, listen, before we let you go, there's a game that's live on talkSPORT 2 tonight as Luton entertain Sheffield United.
Indeed there is, and Sheffield United top of the tree at the moment in the Championship. They are 10 points. Nobody's got a 100% record, but they can extend their lead still further. They've been brilliant at home, not so good away, haven't won away yet so far this season. And looking at Luton at home, they haven't won at home, so something's got to give tonight, you would suggest. But that'll be a great listen over on talkSPORT 2 with Nigel Adderley and Courtney Sweetman-Kirk doing the commentary on that one.
Good work as always, Dan. Thanks for coming on.
Dan.
Have a great weekend. We'll speak to you on next week's show.
Cheers, chaps.
There you go, the wonderful Ian Danter. A reminder of that game, Luton against Sheffield United, live on talkSPORT 2. When we come back, we'll have some fun with the end of show quiz before we hand over to the fun boy Jason Cundy and Jermaine Pennant, who of course take over from us at 7 with Game Day Countdown.
traffic and travel on talkSPORT with Switzered Van Insurance. We know that your van is important to you, so we'll help you find insurance to keep it properly protected. Switzered Van Insurance.
In Hertfordshire, delays continue on the clockwise M25, which is partly blocked for barrier repairs between Potters Bar at junction 24 and Enfield at junction 25. Near Bristol, the M4 eastbound is partly blocked after a collision. That's happened just after junction 19 for the M32. And in Derbyshire, the M1 southbound is partly blocked. There's a broken down van there blocking the inside lane between junction 29A Markham Vale and 29 at Chesterfield. I'm Adam Moore.
Join me, Graham Souness, with Jim White and Simon Jordan every Monday morning from 10 o'clock for the most opinionated football talk show on the radio.
A Monday triple threat of Souness, White and Jordan.
How many times did you play?
The less said about that, the better.
Every Monday morning from 10 o'clock
on the world-famous talkSPORT.
Tune this is, eh? What tune this is?
Bang on.
Great tune. In a minute, we'll have some fun with our end of show quiz, but before that, let's pick the player transfer this week that offers the best value with Motorpoint.
Transfer market MVPs on talkSPORT with Motorpoint. Get unbeatable value on nearly new cars and vans with Motorpoint. Nobody beats us on price. That's a promise.
Now, Casemiro was introduced as a Man United player before the club's home win against Liverpool on Monday night after joining from Real Madrid. United are going to pay up to £70 million for the Brazilian midfielder, who signed a 4-year deal at Old Trafford. Benty, what do you make of this? Are you excited about seeing him play in the Premier League? Do you think he's going to improve United tenfold? What do you expect?
I think he'll definitely improve United because he's better than what you've got. And you look at what he did. A lot of people try and say, "Oh, yeah, but he was the worst out of that three." But
Who said that?
I think Jamie O'Hara said that, but there's no shame in that being the worst out of a Ballon d'Or winner.
He wasn't the worst.
One out of three was Modric cruising him.
Okay,
but he's still, but the worst is still incredibly high standard. By the way, do you know what I mean? It's like the PSG front three where you're the worst out of them three.
Exactly,
it's not a bad thing, is it?
Exactly.
But I think he'll make Man United stronger. I think he'll give them a little bit of stability in the middle of the park, a little bit nasty, a little bit naughty. But what he does do is bring that winners mentality. It's quite surprising you've got Ronaldo, winners mentality, Real Madrid, Casemiro, Varane. Do you know what I mean? The spiny team.
That is a bit nuts, isn't it?
Winners. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think Ronaldo's going to stay? We've only got less than 6 days.
I don't think so. I think we'll go somewhere. Someone like last minute will go, we could do with a goal scorer. So. Let's have a think. Oh, there's the greatest goal scorer we've ever seen available.
Yeah.
We'll have him.
Okay. That was Bentley's pick for the best transfer this week with Motorpoint. For unbeatable prices on nearly new cars and vans, visit motorpoint.co.uk.
Transfer market MVPs on talkSPORT with Motorpoint. Get unbeatable value on nearly new cars and vans with Motorpoint. Nobody beats us on price. That's a promise.
But don't you know you're turning me on? I know that it's wrong, but I can't stop the pain inside me, baby. Love really hurts.
Apparently we are continuing this song because producer Joe's in the studio now. Was annoyed we didn't get to the chorus.
Yeah, play all those songs and then didn't even get the chorus of this one.
It's a great chorus.
Yeah,
How are you, producer Joe?
Yeah, happy now.
Lovely to see you. You've been a bit stressed today. It's a fine, that is, £40.
No, end of the week tiredness, I think.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I'm happy after that song.
Okay, you happy with your hair today?
I'm waiting for the barber to come back.
What kind of question?
The barber's away for a month?
Yep.
No one else will
back next week.
No one else will cut it for you?
No, I had someone cut the sides.
But
just
not the top.
Dare let them take
You happy with the beard's quite trim?
No, my
You're not happy with
battery
the beard?
ran out on my shaver this morning.
Right, you can't get another one?
Yeah. Not a new battery, not like that.
Why? I mean, you with batteries, you actually can
no,
get them like
it's a
that.
rechargeable
You
one.
can.
Oh, right, okay.
Right, loves that.
Why you charge it up?
I had to leave for work.
Okay. Can't charge it when you're not at home?
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Darren Bent.
Yes, it's time for the end of the show. Chris, have you enjoyed the show today?
Yep.
Yeah, I've loved it as well. Let's do the quiz, shall we, everyone? Yes, let's do it. The rules are very simple. Is it guess the intro?
It is, yeah,
okay.
Friday. Guess the intro.
Do you want to tell everyone what the rules are?
Yep, so I play a little tiny bit of a song.
Yeah.
Right from the very start of it, the intro.
Yeah.
And you have to guess what the song is.
Okay, so that's simple. It goes on offer.
Half point for artist, half point for title.
Okay. All right, should we do it?
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
Darren Bent's going to go first today.
Look at his little face. Do you like his Arsenal sock?
I do really,
do
really
you?
like
Do you really like
Very
it?
nice.
It's lovely when it's free.
Yeah, it's nicer when stuff's free, right?
Yeah, definitely. But it's just a very nice.
Shout out Adidas and Sarah Collins.
All right.
I'm an Ipswich fan, but I would have that shirt.
Love it.
I'd have that shirt, even though I'm an Ipswich fan.
What?
I'd wear it.
Why? You wouldn't wear it if you're an Ipswich fan.
I would.
You're a disgrace.
I'd wear
That's
it.
disgusting. Why? I'll get you Norwich on. Fine.
Ugh.
Right,
You weren't
okay.
wearing that.
Darren Bent, can you tell me what this is?
Oh, you're so sick.
He knows it.
Benny, of course he knows it. Come on.
Kanye West, all falls down.
Well done.
So did you just pick up Bentley's iPad?
This the real one, baby.
Tune. Good video, this as well.
Yeah, great. I'm pleased for you.
Well done, Darren Bent. 1-0 to you.
Thank
Game
you.
in hand, Andy Goldstein.
Where'd that come from? Yeah.
Can you tell me
I'll try, Joe. No guarantees.
what this is?
All day, all night, and all the time. Can you?
Oh, no.
To be with you. Oh, I want everybody to be a bitchy boo.
It's on the tip of the tongue.
Now I know I really do, because I can't remember. But
Go on.
all of the day and all the night.
That's half a point.
And that's by
Close enough, anyway.
T-Rex.
It's not. Darren Bent.
The
do you
Kinks?
know? Well done.
Did they tell you that?
No, they didn't. Look. 1.5.
Great tune.
Is it 1.5 to 1? Half.
1.5 to a
You
half.
remember the scores when you're winning?
Yeah. Darren Bent, straight back to you. Can you tell me what this is?
Jay-Z.
Oh, I think I know what it
I
is,
know what that
but
is.
I need to hear it again.
Can he do that?
Yeah, one more time. Sorry, one more time.
Right,
Down by the
NSYNC.
beach.
NSYNC half.
Down on
Bye,
the
bye,
beach.
bye.
He's running away with
Can you
it.
name two members of NSYNC?
Yeah.
Go on then.
Marky Mark
No,
Yeah.
it's not Nucleus on the Block.
and Marky Dave.
Nobody can do two members.
I can.
Go on then.
Jay Timberlake. That's
Justin
it.
Timberlake.
Yeah.
JC Shazaz.
Isn't that what you dial when you want to know the name of a song?
Google it. JC Shazaz.
Yeah, don't Google it. No
An
one cares.
unbelievable album.
Right,
One
okay.
album.
Can we move on?
Andy Goldstein.
Hi, Joe.
Battered.
To stay in the game, can you tell
Of
me
course
what
I'll
this
stay in
is?
the game, yeah. Yes, The Muppet Show. Oh, Manamana.
Well done.
Oh, just have as many guesses as he wants.
It's on The Muppet Show.
By The Muppet Show.
Yeah.
Remember the advert? BNB and do the biscuits.
Yeah.
Manamana.
Why is
Hey,
that
I
so
managed to
funny?
get Manamana. I think it was by Animal. Anyway, go
It
on.
was, yeah. Darren Bent, currently 2.5 to 1.5.
Let's hope he slips up. Ryan.
Can you tell me what this is?
I know what that is. Oh, I know what that is. Don't play it again.
No, of course I can play it again. Right, I'm ready.
No, don't play it, Ryan. Please don't play it. No.
He can have it one more time.
Thank you.
I know what that is. That's it.
That's hard.
Oh, I know what that is. Oh, I'm going to steal it.
I don't know if
Quick,
you do.
count them to 5. I do. 1.
I am actually
2,
going to have to hurry you.
3.
Joe, can you tell him to be quiet, please? Thank you.
Come on.
But you do have
Quick.
5 seconds.
Okay. No, I don't know what it is, Joe.
Any guess?
Timberlake mirrors.
Oh,
He's done it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got that.
What's the score?
2.5 to 2.5.
Oh
so
my goodness, he's going to nick it on a Timberlake one.
Andy Goldstein.
Oh, that's
Wouldn't have got
terrific. This is to win it.
Can you tell me what this is?
Oh my goodness. Do it again.
I'm
Do it
going to have
again.
to rush
Shut
you.
up. Do it again. Yeah. Oh. That one.
I don't think so.
It is. Ryan, one more time. I think I know what it is.
Go on, have a guess.
Full notes.
That's half a point.
That's it. That's all I need.
No.
All I'm going to say is, I saw Jason Cundy.
No.
Give him the answer.
Right, that's
Jason
all we've got
Cundy.
time for.
Let's give him the answer.
We're back on Friday. We're
Jason
back on
Cundy.
Monday. Cundy, why'd you do it so loudly? We're back on Monday at 4 o'clock. We're all the same. We're calling it a draw. Thanks for listening. The Fun Boys up next. Don't go anywhere. Be safe, everyone. Be safe.